And we're live. Hi.
Nice.
Hello.
We do be doing the D&D. Only took us like 3 months.
Yep.
God, we're really not that fast.
I mean, if you want to do something right, you don't rush it.
How's everyone doing?
Agreed.
I'm doing fairly fine, it's just established. I spent the last 3 hours prepping.
Oh, hey,
Ah well. I hope you're all excited for this, because we're gonna start the Falling Realms. I've worked on this for long, it's my first time actually, like, properly DMing something homebrew. Frost, you be quiet. I do
I'd be
not...
quiet.
This is my first time DMing something homebrew. I do not count the other time. For obvious reasons, in my opinion.
That was not your fault. I'll stop now.
Alright, thanks. And... yeah. I have my notes ready. I hope you have your character sheets ready.
My what?
Yep.
Wait, I thought this was session 0. We're gonna create our characters today, right?
No.
No.
You had 3
Yes.
months to create your characters! 3
Yes.
months!
Yes, I created the backstory. Yes, I
Cat, please
created
tell
my
me you're
backstory.
joking.
He's
I
joking.
created my backstory. I'm ready.
Cat,
My
please tell me you're
character now.
joking.
I am, Alex. Don't worry.
I need to rename this campaign from the Falling Realms to Idiot Central.
Hey, I'm
You-
innocent here.
Wait, you don't think that's every D&D game? Hold up.
I played
He's
in
not
a very
wrong.
I played in a very competent group at one point. We were not the Idiot Central. We just did a
Are you
lot of
talking
idiotic
about
stuff.
nameless ones?
Yes. We
What
were
the
not
fuck are you
named.
talking about?
We were not named the idiot ones. We were the nameless ones for good reasons.
Yeah, we were the nameless ones because we couldn't think of a fucking name.
Yeah, because we were idiots. But no one needs to know that.
Were?
Obviously.
But let's not get into that.
Alright,
Yeah,
I've got my
that's
character ready.
A whole other corner. So everyone has their character sheets ready.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
We're all professional voice actors, right? No?
Yes, of
No.
course.
I mean,
And-
I can say that I
Fancy
am. I think I'm the only one that can say that I am.
Yeah, yes, Kira. The companionship of idiots. You're very right.
Sorry,
starting
Alright,
great.
Okay, so apparently I forgot to select spells.
Hey,
Nice.
let's go. I just hear the
But
bonk
Frost
of
is
Rocky.
quick on this. Frost is quick on this.
Frost is
Oh, yeah,
quicker
I
than
am.
anyone, so I will apologize that.
And
Anyway.
Imagine having spells. Oh wait, I'm a ranger.
Yeah, you
Alright.
get the next level.
Yeah.
Alright, so, yeah, Falling Realms, here we go. This is a homebrew campaign I created over the course of basically the last few months, beginning of this year for real. I've been working on it for a bit longer, though. There are gonna be a lot of conflicts in this campaign, and I hope a lot of, like, conflicts of interest with the group and with you. And you're gonna play on the map I sent you, which is the Falling Realms I created, which are basically these big 9 kingdoms. We ignore the little islands on the bottom, that's something else. And yeah, they all have their own little culture, their own like system of how they work. They all have their own views on certain topics, and I created a few, I use that term loosely, a few homebrewed gods. I have we have our own homebrew pantheon for this campaign.
The fact that few for 40 fucking deities astounds me.
Technically more, those are only the ones that I uploaded. If you need more, I have more in the trunk.
This is what happens when you're bored, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what happens when Saki is bored. Saki just goes and plays God and creates more gods.
Yeah, apparently anyone can apply to be a god
You're
in this
legit
world.
the DM. DMs are a god.
Yep.
Alright, backstory for the Falling Realms, I think is in order, because this is homebrew. Basically, this is a land, this is a reality, this is a realm where the Falling Realms are named after the different like realms of rain that you can see on your map that is currently not on stream.
Oh, I'll put up the map, sure.
Wow.
We do be professional. Yeah. Um, and you have your like different little like kingdoms and realms, and they're like okay, you have your different realms. They're not all kingdoms. There's this big blob in the middle of the map. It's just a giant magical forest that is counted as a realm because it is so big, but no one actually goes there because the forest is a little bit strange and the people living there are a little bit strange, and we do not like strange people.
Question:
Must-
Where the fuck is where are the Cursed Islands? I need to
Oh,
know
you-
for reasons.
The cursed islands are the little like little sea shape thing on the top right corner there that is kind of erased from the board. You notice that the name is scratched out.
The one next to Thayer.
Yes,
Okay, that's not really top right to me, but okay.
that's the middle then.
All right.
I said lower right.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I said lower right.
Oh, you heard top right.
We're gonna be dropping an Alchemera.
Yes, we're gonna be dropping in the alliance. That is, I should have made the borders a bit more obvious. Kind of fix it for next stream. My Chimera, that's where the game is starting. That is the alliance. That is down in the middle of the map, like that little blob that is surrounded by mountains.
Okay.
That is where we will be starting, and we will be starting in the lovely, lovely city of Komar, which is on the border to the Kingdom of Fairness. And the backstory for these realms is basically that at some point gods created them, and every realm has a patron god that just decided to like, this is my land, this is my people, I'm gonna take care of them. And they created artifacts to help their people like protect themselves against any threats. And those artifacts have been lost over time at some point or another because humans are clumsy, mortals are clumsy, and we lose shit. And now they're like more like the stuff of legends, but people know that they existed at one point, but no one actually thinks that they're still in this realm, if like at all. So, and you will be starting your lovely journey on a festival in the city.
Festival.
I'm gonna start this off nice for you guys.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, you're gonna start on a festival because I'm a nice person.
Okay, sweet. Time to get drunk. It's
Is it-
festival time.
It's the only time I'm actually gonna
Oh,
like play the
shit.
music.
Oh god, I have Mantora down.
Don't
I have
worry,
it muted. I'm not unmuting it.
Don't worry, Mantaro just decided to just be mean to me and not play anything anyway. There we go.
Damn it.
I'm gonna put this like down. So, yeah, you will start your journey. I will be nice to you. You're gonna start with a little festival act. That's the only time I'm gonna be nice to any of you. After this, it's just suffering.
Okay.
Alright. So, you all came to this little festival from all over the corners, all over the different corners and cities of the realm themselves. For one reason, and one reason only. This is a big event, because in Komar starts the procession to the main city of the Alliance, to the capital city of the Alliance, which is Annam, farther down in the south. And the reason why there is this festival and this procession happening is that the Alliance is celebrating its 1000th anniversary. They've been an alliance for over 1,000 years. There was peace for over 1,000 years. That's a big event that's happening. Normally, that would not really be that much of a reason for any of you to go there. Here's the thing, though. There have been like some uproars and like some unrests in the alliance themselves because the Paladin Order that is protecting the alliance and the borders of all over these realms have decided to get a new safekeeper of their holy artifact because they're one of the only places and one of the only like organizations that actually knows about the artifacts and where they are, or at least where one of them is. And they decided to get a new safekeeper for their holy artifact to kind of like appease the people and tell them, hey, no, we're keeping you safe. And since it's its 1000th anniversary, they thought this was a good idea to do this. And because of this big event happening, and because this is a once-in-a-lifetime event, most likely, for any of you, regardless of how old you really are, how old you're gonna get. You decided to come there and watch this with your own eyes, because this is gonna be a spectacle, no matter what it is. So you find yourself in the city streets of Komar, where this procession is gonna start in, because it's kind of like a pilgrimage thing. And everyone is generally having a good time. You see people walking through the streets, just laughing and drinking, at little stalls, just playing festival games. And everything is in a very jolly good mood. At this point, I would like to know what you guys are doing.
I'm probably playing one of those like ring toss games.
Just a ring toss game. Alright.
Fragment is probably walking around, slightly confused, and just sort of trying to understand what's happening, why there's such a big celebration.
Whoever said murder the children, no, not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
That comes next.
Alright.
This next
Anyway.
session.
Oh, sweet Jimmy. I'm just for now gonna sit at a bar and just enjoy the music. Not really doing it much yet.
I think I'll be wandering around all the stalls, looking at all the delicious food that I can get.
Aha,
Alright.
you can eat.
That's the first important clue about the party. One of them can eat. And one of them can walk. And one of them can toss stuff. That's good to know. Alright, as you each enjoy your own thing. You don't know each other yet. You each enjoy your own little thing that you're doing when all of your attention is drawn to a little commotion that's happening along the main street, where you can hear someone yell, "Thief! Thief! Get them!"
I would turn my attention to this and see if I can see someone running away.
Yes, you see some hooded figure running down the street with what appears to be a little red bag in its hand.
I'm gonna try to trip him if he's coming my way.
Yeah, he's running past you while you're doing your little ring toss game. If you want to trap him, I would like you to give me a dex check, please.
Alright, I'm good with this.
It's a moment where I should probably turn on like my other stuff that I have. My game notes are closing. No.
I'd like to cast grease in the middle of his path.
Okay, you can do that.
Do you want me to list what that does, or?
Okay, that's not right.
Uh,
my bonus is higher than that, so there's something wrong with
It's
it.
C. Check. It's C.
Oh,
Technically,
check.
C.
Okay.
It's a check. We're using a bot, by the way. We're using.
No! We got in that one.
Okay. Yeah. Kiwhie, as you attempt to, you want me to address you with Kiwhie or with your in-game names, by the way?
Go with my in-game name.
Okay.
Onyx.
Onyx, as you attempt, and as you see this thief, this hooded cloaked figure running towards you, you think that you want to trap, to do like just little like, so that he trips over it. You want to trip him, he comes running towards you, looking at you, and you just, I'm gonna do this in a cool way. So what you do is you stand up, run towards him, and want to slide in with your legs, like sliding in. And what happens is just that you slide in, you slide towards him, the figure stops, you slide past, and you crash into a little barrel, and your figure just keeps running.
Oh my god.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
I'm just...
What about the grease spell?
And that happens next. After the grease spell appears on the ground, and the figure slips and steps up and fumbles and loses the bag that is now sailing through the air and lands near Cat, actually.
No, okay. Well, I'll go over. I'm gonna pick up the bag and start walking back to where this happens.
You all can see that the cloak figure is getting to its legs, standing up, looking at you, who just crashed into a barrel, looking at the grease on the ground, then to this very tall, intimidating figure that now has its back, walking towards it, and decides, nope, and just runs away.
Hey, stop!
Well,
No!
I'm gonna quickly make an intelligence roll real quick. Okay, can you please? Thank you.
That worked very well. With your rolls.
Okay. Wait, no, this is Graphis. What the
You
hell?
stop!
Let's go! Let's go!
You need to change that.
No!
I will just switch your character sheet right now.
I'm doing that.
Did you use the wrong character?
I used Graphis from the
Here's
last
Graphis.
campaign, who was our dumb boy with -1 int.
You actually did pretty good roll for -1 intelligence. I mean,
Yeah, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
I may have forgotten to. I think I redid the character sheet, and I think I forgot to import the new version.
We're professionals here, everyone. It's
Yes.
working so
Hold
well.
on, Let me think.
it's
Let
already
me go
going
in-
up to a great start.
Let me go into.
How do you actually
average
change your
DM.
character?
Exclamation mark char in Avery.
And then the
And
name.
we're working with professionals here. Everyone knows exactly what to do.
I need to update my entire D&D Beyond.
Why are you doing this?
Sweet Jesus.
All right. I'm sorry.
Because we haven't used Avery in months. This is literally what happens.
You say that. I have my private by bot commands channel in my DMs with Avery, where I just use it because I constantly forget how to use Avery otherwise.
Yes.
I didn't forget. I'm just rusty.
We're all rusty. We haven't used Avery in so long. I should probably put this up here.
There we go.
It's so useful to have a
Let's see.
second screen for all of this.
All my stats are shit except int and con. Noted.
I mean, is that surprising you?
No, not really.
Alright. We're having everyone has their sheets now already.
Yep.
Currently.
Yes.
grabbing mine. I need to.
I have the correct one on.
That's good. It's good. It's very good. Alright. Yes.
Do.
So,
And
Cat,
forward.
after you're done with that,
Thank you.
what do
There
you
we go.
want to roll in
Sweet
for?
Jesus.
All right. Active character has
I
been
swear
changed.
I swear
Let's
we've
go.
done this before.
We stumble, now it's gonna go. We stumbled, but now it's good though.
Okay. 14. So I'm gonna make the conscious decision that the fact that somebody yelled thief, and I'm now holding a bag and someone's running away, I'm going to guess that I should not go running after the man saying you dropped your bag.
Yeah, probably not.
Yes. So I'm going to go.
questioning the fact that you needed a roll for this.
Hey, you never know. My -1 intelligence in real life might come to fruition.
You have +1 in game, that is no excuse.
That's fair. I'm no longer playing Graphis, as we can all see.
Yeah.
As of about 10 seconds ago.
Yes. Anyways, so I'm going to go walk back to the person that was yelling thief and go inquire as to there's this bag that apparently has been attempted to be stolen.
Yeah, at this point I'll stand up and brush myself off, and
I'm going to follow the very large person back towards whoever was yelling thief.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does it make you
I'm
really-
just silently watching.
Bro,
As,
this-
as,
I was
you
tempted to make a
your way-
comment, but then I remember we're on stream.
You can do it in... Oh no, wait, you
Oh.
can't do it... Okay, do it in no mic chat then.
Nah, it's fine
Good
at the
no
moment
mic
passed.
Alright. So, you make your way towards the person that yelled thief just a moment ago, and you stand in front of a relatively small person, and you realize that there's a halfling with a giant head in front of you, and a little red animal that looks like a fox next to it.
I am going to bend over so that I'm about only twice his height and ask, I believe that this might belong to you.
She looks up at you and looks at the bag in your hand and says, "Yes, thank you. That is what the thief was stealing from me. Thank you very much, good sir."
I
And then
nod.
And then she looks back behind you and sees Fragment, sees the Warforged behind you, and also sees Onyx there, who slid into a barrel. She looks a little bit concerned because, like, your face is kind of, you have a few splinters here and there.
Don't worry about me. Are you alright, ma'am?
Yes, I am alright. I have my backpack, and that's the thing I was most worried about. Thank you for helping me, for getting it back. I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Rachel Blackthorn. Glad to know you. And she
My
looks
name is
down at her leg.
Fragment. For the time being, at least.
She cocks her head at that. For the time being?
Don't worry about it. Not so much
Hmm.
of a thing to worry about for.
She eyes Fragment up and down, and pulls out a little book and starts scribbling notes into it. That's very interesting. You don't see that many Warforged, even nowadays, when they become more common.
I'm gonna walk over to her, like over to the entire group because I'm pretty sure they haven't noticed me yet, and say, "You seem to be pretty keen on knowledge, aren't you?"
And you startle her by that, and she yelps as she turns around and faces you. Yeah? And then she quickly closes her book and puts it back somewhere in her coat, and her little, like, fox familiar looks at you, cocks its head.
Sorry, ma'am, I didn't mean to startle you. That's a cute familiar you got there.
Thank you. It is my best friend. It's Vixen called. It's called Vixen.
That's
Makes
an
sense.
adorable name.
A fox,
Really is.
the symbol of intelligence, the symbol of the search for knowledge.
I'm
Anyway,
taking care of him. I found him near the forest, and it was abandoned by its mother, I think, because of its tails, as she gestures to the split tail of the fox. So, just looking after it. I
I'd
couldn't
like
leave it there.
I'd like to get back to
Yeah.
the situation that just happened, and I pull out my badge. I'm Detective Arashio Onyx. This isn't my division, however, I didn't get a good look at his face, and if any of you did, that would help me identify him for my colleagues.
And she looked.
I didn't get I wasn't able to get close enough to get a look. I just tripped him up with some grease. Oh, speaking of,
Yeah,
the Fragment snaps her fingers and the grease sort of dries up and evaporates.
yeah. So I think it's probably a good point to describe ourselves, right?
I think he
Yeah. Who wants to go first?
I can go first. So, Onyx is a water genasi. He's wearing like a black suit that's shiny. It's kind of made of like rubber. He's always like wet. His face is like dripping. So
It's fresh out of the
And-
shower.
yeah, you get the sense that his clothing is also made to be waterproof as well because of the condition that he has.
Keeps the shower water in the.
Yeah. Yeah, he always looks like he's fresh out of the shower, essentially.
That sounds nice. Not gonna
I'll go
lie.
next.
Sure.
Fragment is a warforged. She looks less, let's just say, combat ready than most typical warforged. She's wearing a pink dress and hood, and carries a bandolier with a bunch of vials. and a medicine bag at her waist.
Cat or no?
That's
I
I
know.
thought that was some clown juice. Well,
Did you say?
What?
What?
you've never seen the
But-
Vine, have you?
I'm confused.
Am I the only one who heard clown juice right now?
No.
No, you're not. I heard it too.
It's a Vine. That means that you probably haven't seen then yet.
Oh, sweet Jesus. I'm not in line.
Oh, that reminds me.
Is Vine still a thing?
No.
No.
Didn't it get
Kinda,
bought up
but
by,
not really.
Didn't it get bought up by Pornhub a while back?
You would know.
What did you say?
I
Let-
think
let-
I think
Let's
legitimately
keep
like
PG-13, guys. Let's see if this.
Introduce your
I was-
character, Mr.
I was-
Intelligence.
I was looking
Let's at least
at that
try
when
to
I
keep
was
this
13.
children friendly.
Okay, fine.
Hold on.
Okay.
Thanks for a tiny
Right.
bit time.
Is that
Holding
the
onto my
picture of
desk.
Kratos from
No,
God
no,
of
I'm
War?
just muttering to myself.
Yeah.
The vials reminded me of something.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, first off, Wanderer is going to stand up straight because he's tired of slouching over, trying to become this halfling size. So, I'm Wanderer. I am a large boy Goliath. I'm the paltry size of 7.5 feet tall, and I'm currently wearing this nice leather coat, which I have taken the hood off, and have mostly basically around my waist because this is in the mountains and it's not that cold.
Question: how much is that in meters, in normal units, for everyone who doesn't speak donut per bald eagle?
Oh, sorry, for everyone that only likes science that doesn't revolve around nature but revolves around imagination, that is
Use you? You're literally the only country who uses inches instead of centimeters.
What about Britain?
We don't speak about Britain because Britain is an abomination when it comes to their metric system.
Okay, fair.
okay. Sorry, I'm sorry, all the less developed and wealthy
To
countries
everyone
like to
who's
use other
great.
things.
You're
Love-
literally the
love for
only
everyone who's
country
Britain.
that insists on using miles. Well, whatever.
That too.
Yeah, and look at how rich we are.
Or feet.
That is 2.3
Feet,
meters.
feet is what you're walking on, Alex. Usually.
Fuck, you know what I'm talking about.
Feats are also something you can get at level 4 instead of an ability score increase.
Meanwhile, a
Alright.
meter is something that you
Back.
meet at the butcher shop.
Neat.
Yes.
Alright.
Alright.
Steak,
Alex, you want to
meat
get
is
us back
nasty.
on track?
Bacon is the most
Cat,
nasty.
you finished?
Yep.
Alright, my name is Nian. I am, by the way, a male. Like, I'm playing a male in this game. I know there's a lot of confusion about that sometimes. I'm a half-elf and a warlock hexblade. And, yeah, there's not really much to me. I'm an entertainer in private, and I prefer feminine clothes most of the time, so I'm not gonna describe this as intensely because I'm nervous. And, yeah. I'm not really a shy person in game, just...
I would like to add that I am slightly jealous
I'm a
of those stats.
I think
No,
everyone is
I
especially
rolled
that
so
second one.
shitty. How? I rolled so goddamn crappy.
We have a lot of
Funny enough,
people who
Cass,
have
this is my first
literally
time
no
as a
positive
warlock.
modifier.
Alex,
By the way, never played warlocks before, so I'm very unfamiliar with this. Yes?
Alex, I have 2 +0s, 2 +1s, and 2 +3s. You are far more balanced than I am.
Should I remind you guys I have a -3 to strength?
Oh,
Oh, has none of you noticed that?
well, that's bad.
I thought that said +3. I didn't look closely enough.
No, that was just
Same.
3 strength. It's just 4 strength, nothing more. I don't need to introduce my character. I'm God, I have infinite stats.
Isn't like
Oh, I forgot to mention.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Connie.
Only one of the vials on my bandolier has anything in it. It's like this strange silvery liquid that can't seem to stay still.
pretty dangerous to bring Mercury with you into public, my man.
Oh, it's not
Yeah.
Mercury. Mercury
This
would
is
stay still. This thing is bubbling around and shaking constantly, even when I'm standing still.
You can bring material unstable Mercury with you.
Oh, it's quite stable. It just
I find
Bubbly.
it funny that we talk about Mercury and it being stable, and they just hear like sirens in the distance.
Lol.
I mean, I am playing an alchemist subclass.
I need to quickly close the window. These sirens are gonna drive me nuts.
We
Oh, I thought you were
will
joking about sirens
be
appearing in game. I didn't realize. Oh, well, that's funny.
Ah, back. Alright, now that we're back, everyone has introduced the characters. Back to scene. So yeah. Rachel eyes you all up and down. And then takes her little bag that she got back from Wanderer and puts it back on her little belt. And she's just kind of standing there awkwardly, just looking at all four of you and fit.
Okay,
Kiwhie,
we're
you're back.
Yay!
Yay, the
Yay.
stream made a safe
There you
check.
go.
Woo!
Yes, girl. Yes.
Sorry about that.
A little hiccup, now
We
we're back.
are back.
Well, I'm sure I can have Saki repeat whatever they were saying.
Of
so that we don't miss anything. We'll just edit this part out.
We will do this in post edit. We'll remove this in post edit, everything will look fine. No, you didn't miss anything. You missed a very you missed Rachel stumbling around her words a little bit and looking like she wanted to request something from you guys. That was when you cut off. So yeah, hold on, I need to drink something.
Did you want something, small creature?
She looks up at you very
Chad, why do you have to do that?
I'm not small. I am very tall for my race. I let you know that.
I'm not going. I'm not just gonna take the bait and be like, I'm average. I'm not going to do that.
She's...
I don't know if Warforged have an average.
I mean, you can be as tall or small as you want.
Hmm.
No, but
I am
she... Rachel looks back at all of you, especially at Onyx, and is inhaling once, exhaling. I would like to ask if you would feel comfortable with accompanying me to, well, Anam for the ceremony. My bag, it's very important to me, and it's been stolen from me, not for the first time since I'm here. And I was looking for blades for hire. I can pay if that's what you want, but I just feel kind of like bad asking this since I've just known you and you're probably here enjoying the festivities on your own with friends or family, or but I really don't know what else to do. It would be horrible if my bag got stolen from me. And I
don't
need
mind.
to get
Hey,
I need to get to
it's
the city.
okay. Keep calm. Keep calm.
You
I
say that
personally
and just see
don't-
her tremble.
Rachel, I do
personally
not mind accompanying you.
Well,
I'm a bit. How do I put this? I'm a bit lost, not about location, but more about the festivities. It's a bit overwhelming, so I wouldn't mind something to focus on.
You two would come with me.
of course.
After Rachel hears this, she turns to specifically Onyx. She ignores Wanderer for now. How about you, detective? You could come as well if that's if it's okay for me to ask that.
Yeah, I've got nothing else I'm doing right now. I'd love to help you find who did this so we can turn them in.
You get a smile from that. She smiles at you for that and is very grateful. And then she turns around to Wander.
Would you feel okay accompanying me as well if you stop making fun of my height?
Of course, as long as there are no small doorways that I will bonk my head into.
I mean, we will
Pregnant face
probably
bombs.
go in. We will probably
I
go
snicker.
into one or another human-sized inn, and you will need to like bend down to get through the doors, maybe.
I shall walk on my knees for these doors then.
Don't do that. That's bad for kneecaps. Alex, question: how good is your animal handling skill?
Let me look at that. Jesus, I don't know.
In fact, can I look at all of your animal handling skills real quick, guys?
Plus,
I'm good.
I only have a +1 on animal handling.
I have a +0. Let's go.
I've got a huge +5.
Jesus.
Ranger.
Well, you know, when I'm down in the ocean fighting sharks, I kind of need it.
I like how you so casually say that.
Let me just open up my chest and show you some bite marks. I'm just kidding.
It just dragged us back behind you with like all
Yeah.
these like shark teeth.
Yeah.
No one knows they're in fact all from one and the same shark.
Well. But yeah, I think my animal handling is not the best here.
We both have +0. Alex.
This is
I mean, I only have +1.
I thought you said you had +0.
I think that was Caterman.
Oh, that was Cat. Okay.
I got a 0. Let's go.
yeah, this is the moment where Vixen, the little fox familiar of Rachel, just sniffs at all of you once, and then decides to, despite Onyx being really wet, just settling next to him, staring up at him.
Aww. That's adorable.
At first, I thought you said the little fuck.
Damn it. Seriously though, Saki, may I make a suggestion for next session?
Maybe.
Make an NPC images channel just for reference, you know?
Yeah, I realized that like for far too late into the game that that's the only channel I forgot.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's okay. It's okay.
I'll pet the fox.
We live and learn.
It looks at you and it seems pleased, you think? I mean,
Does
Rachel
it make
looks
fox
over.
noises?
Yes. I'm not gonna do the yapping sounds, I can't go that high with my voice.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna
God.
scream into your mic.
Please don't.
I'm not gonna do that in
Oh, God,
respect to
sensory overload.
Frost and the fact that I have a wall here, my neighbors live right next to me.
Ooh.
Whatever, it's
So,
not
yeah.
late at night.
I still don't want to scream at them.
I bet that
So, yeah.
like licking a water genasi's skin would be like licking a popsicle. Like a slightly melted
I didn't need
popsicle.
to think about that. That
This
was
is so
not
cursed.
something I would ever wanted to hear.
This is so cursed already. Kiwhie, why?
I just thought
I'm
about it
regretting
since the
life.
fox. You know, maybe he licks me.
I'm just regretting life right now.
This is so yeah. Vixen makes like happy fox noises and is very happy and starts like licking your hand as like kind of an affectionate gesture, and Rachel looks over at her familiar and looks very hurt. Overly dramatically hurt. I feel
Okay.
betrayed by you, Vixen. Which a little familiar just turns around, just does this little nyam, it just pulls out its tongue, sticking it out, then turns its attention back to Onyx.
It seems he's taken a liking to me.
That
It
is
seems
betrayal.
like it. I feel betrayed. Vixen, you're my best friend.
Well, don't worry.
Why would you do this?
You can't really come along with me. I spend most of my time underwater.
Yeah, you said you were a detective. You're associated with the investigation company, right?
Right. Whenever a ship wrecks, someone files a report, and we go investigate, see what the cause was, see if they can claim their insurance, things like that.
Yeah, we have ship insurance here. So,
That's how you get 1,000 years of peace, man.
Insurance. Insurance is the reason for peace.
yes, insurance is the reason the Alliance has been at peace for 1,000 years. They're in fact the only realm that has insurance policy.
God damn it.
This is no canon, this is my world. You can't get insurance anywhere else.
Oh my god. Someone said in chat, Kiwhie popsicle, give me.
I think they want to lick you, Kiwhie. Insurance in D&D, well, we're very progressive.
Oh, that better not be a fucking progressive insurance pun, I swear to God.
I don't think it was, but it works.
As Vixen continues to just lick Onyx's hand, Rachel turns to you guys and asks you, so, do you want to spend the rest of the day here and start pilgriming at the beginning of the evening, or would you mind if we continue my journey now?
I have no preference. It's no big deal to me either way.
Is it like a multi-day festival?
Neither really
or...
is to me.
Yeah, the festival goes for at least a week, so you have technically 7 days for the big event to be there, but Rachel seems as if she wants urgently to just keep going.
It may be prudent to leave sooner, however, in case we get slowed down by anything, really.
Let us continue on the way.
So, she might have said this when my internet cut out, but what exactly is her end goal?
Her end goal is, she asks you to just accompany her to Anam because she wants to be there for the big event when the Paladin Order is giving away their artifact to someone else.
Oh, okay.
So a member of their order, most likely, and then be like, see here, we're totally fine.
Okay.
And we will keep the peace for another 1,000 years. And Rachel seems as she wants to urgently just go there real quick.
Also, Kiwi, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
How many F-bombs am I allotted per stream? Like, Fragment probably would not swear for the entire campaign unless something crazy happens. Which it probably will. But, I probably will curse, more than a handful of times, unless I have to hold myself back.
I mean, if it's not if it's not overly excessive, it's fine. I've dropped one
Alright.
already.
Okay. I was just wondering if it's like PG-13 movies where they're allotted one F-bomb per movie.
No.
I don't think you can go through this campaign with one F-bomb per session.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh
Not
god,
even I
that's
managed to do
impossible.
Yeah.
You're speaking with someone from a place where everyone swears like a sailor. I wouldn't be able to do that for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Feel bad.
If you're only allowed one F-bomb per session, and each session is like at least 1 to 2 hours, maybe even longer, I would die.
Yeah, fair.
Same.
Alright. So, as you all decide to go and accompany your new acquaintance Rachel and help her protect her bag from possible thieving that's gonna happen along the way, maybe. You make your way to the middle of the town square, move past that as Rachel guides you to the exit of the city and to the main road, where a lot of people coming in to the city to celebrate, and a few people along you seem to make their way south to the capital city of the Alliance on their way to the big main event that's gonna happen in 1 week. And you all come like past this notice board with some flyers tapped here and there, some wanted posters, some like just notes in general about news and stuff like that. And Rachel stops there for a moment and just eyes it up and down.
Is everything alright?
Oh, I was wondering if there was something about the Order of the Paladins. I've been not as active lately, probably in preparation for the big celebration and the artifact ceremony, but I was hoping that maybe the people that wanted to steal my bag have been there on wanted posters. I've reported them to them multiple times already, but it doesn't seem to bring anything.
You've been robbed multiple times?
And she gestures to her back.
This was not even the first time this week, yet alone this day.
What exactly are you...
What?
Are you in, like, a delivery business or something like that? What are they taking?
Oh, no, I'm not in a delivery business or anything like that. I'm a simple wizard. I collect knowledge and take care of my little familiar. But my bag is quite important to my my personal
Okay, this is not Rachel, I legitimately forgot the word.
Components?
Alex?
Employer?
Was war Forschung nochmal? Forschung English,
Wait.
please.
Wait, give me a second. Wait.
Guys, what is this called again when you do stuff to figure stuff out? The word for that. Yeah, research.
Fox got it.
Wait.
I forgot the word.
That's fine.
This is for my researches that I'm doing. It's related to the forest and the magical effect that's happening. Sorry, a tongue twister. And the effects that it has on his inhabitants.
Would it be valuable to a normal person?
Are there any groups that are openly opposed to the research you're doing?
There are a lot of people who do not like the inhabitants of the forest or the effect it's having, since, the magic in this forest is quite old and primordial, at best, describes it. So it has some detrimental effects on how it changes people and anything inside of it, really. And a lot of people don't like change, and I mean, how they treat drows who apparently come from the forest. Anyone else who comes from there that is not, part of the normal races that you meet every day. So those could be the people. But the item I have in my little pouch could also be considered valuable by just untrained eyes.
Well, the thing is, one time is just bad luck, but when you're being robbed, multiple times a week, that's not a coincidence. I believe you're being targeted. And yeah,
It definitely isn't a coincidence.
Are they
I've
bullying
only ever
you?
read it.
Likely.
Question, did you ask that in character?
Yes.
Rachel stares at you and Vixen bites your feet.
I snicker.
And she sends you a glare.
Don't patronize me just because I'm smaller than you.
Did I say that you were getting bullied because you were small? No. If you're out there all alone with things that people want, they could just be coming for you over and over because you look like an easy target.
Face palm again.
Same here.
This is the moment Rachel just grabs for Vixen and gets him into her arms, and she's now this like fox in her arms, and is kind of, it seems like she's holding him back from crawling out of her embrace and starting to nap at Cat's feet again.
Fragment is going to change the topic and say, so it wouldn't be likely about Wanderer's theory because they're always going after the same object. Whatever's in that bag is wanted by whoever's organizing these thieves.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I agree with that. I've only
fairly
ever read so
simple.
little about this before.
I know no more than Rachel has described.
I mean, there's not a lot of information that old forest that's really achievable around here. I've tried finding out a bit more out of curiosity, but I wasn't really successful.
It's not surprising that
Cannot-
you were not that
can't-
successful.
Maybe I don't have the means. Though I would be interested in maybe, a bit of your research. Without, of course, trying to obtain that object. Only if you're comfortable. I always
fair.
like finding out a bit knowledgeable.
To be fair, Relv is more understood than the forest.
To be fair, Wealth
That
has
is
a
also very true.
documented history of what happened there.
Yes, but they are equally isolated, I suppose.
Perhaps you're right, but the Stern history is, and always will be, that there is documented history about the tragedy that happened there, and Wealth itself, and precisely there is no such thing for the forest. It's just as if it's never happened. We don't have any records of it. And if there are records in the libraries of the Kingdom of Fairness, then they don't give me access to them. She looks very frustrated at that.
Wouldn't be
Understandable.
surprising.
Understandable. I would love to get my hands on this knowledge too.
It would certainly be very helpful in understanding what is happening in the world.
I agree.
Alright. If you are traveling with me, I guess I should probably tell you what you're protecting and why people may be wanted. And she pulls you all to the side of the road a little bit, away from like prying eyes. And she takes her bag and opens it. And in this little bag is a splinter. A little red glowing splinter of a gem. It seems almost as if it's a fracture of something bigger. And you all can feel it pulsing with magic.
What is the purpose of
Fascinating.
this?
I cannot disclose this. I can say as much as that it is a key, or part of a key for something. And it's very important. It was given to me to keep it safe. And I need to get it to the capital city of the Alliance before the big festival is happening there.
Do you have anywhere you can put it that's not easily grabbable?
She looks up at her head. Like I could place it. I tried placing it under my head once. That didn't work that well on a windy day.
Fragment takes off her medicine bag and opens it up and holds it and open for Rachel. It appears to be empty inside. Place it in, close the lid. It can only be retrieved by focusing on what you want to locate in the bag.
Then her eyes light up as she gratefully stuffs her little bag into your bag of holding. Your like little medicine bag.
Yep. I offered the bag to her. Do you need to? Would you prefer to hold it if it's not too big? Fragment is a bit tall. Not like Wanderer tall, but tall for a human.
Let's face it, everyone is taller than Rachel, who's a halfling.
I know, but I'm saying, like, would it be too big for her to hold?
No, but Rachel declines your offer gratefully,
Okay.
and shaking her head.
It's nice of you to ask, but this is your bag, and I would feel much more comfortable if you keep it with you.
All right. I suppose you holding onto a
Yeah.
much larger bag would also be conspicuous.
Probably. It's
Yeah, nothing.
Mm.
Nothing's really happening there, Fragment.
Yep. Obviously, it was intelligence checks, but whatever.
Oh, was it intelligence checks?
I think it was.
Oh. Then my bad.
All right.
I actually like. Yeah, sorry. Okay, I remembered wrong. Give me an in check, please.
Okay.
Sorry, that was my mistake.
Oh, dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Holy.
Yeah. Looking at this splinter, it seems to ring a bell somewhere very far away. As there's this memory of just distorted voices coming in, talking about some form of some form of key and splinters and how it was broken up. And the word keeping safe that rings in the back of your head.
Okay.
You have never seen the splinter, but you're very sure that you have heard of it before.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna like freeze for a moment when Rachel puts the splinter in, but then I regain my composure for a second and carry on.
just so you know, this is very important. No one besides you can know about this, and don't talk with anyone else about this, alright? It would get me in a lot of trouble.
Out of curiosity, how is it broken? If you can share, of course. If not, that's alright.
I myself am not really sure. I was told it was some kind of magic.
Hmm.
And then she like looks very scared for a moment and is like, I mean, I think it was not. I think it was broken by magic.
I mean, that would make sense. It seems very powerful, even as a fragment. No pun intended.
I was wondering there for a second.
The nice coincidences that happen every now and then.
Yep.
This is where Vixen just nods at all of your like legs and bumps its little head into the back of your calves. And seems like wants to usher you back onto the road because you've been
Yep.
standing at the side of the road for quite some time.
That is true.
It
We
seems like
should keep
it's
moving.
going.
We should keep going. It is a long way after all. 3
Yeah.
days.
Mhm.
And we need to walk.
It's a shame we're gonna miss 3 days of the festival.
I mean, we will pass through other cities just way before like the big bulk of the festival activities happening in those. But you will be early for the festivities in the capital.
That is true.
It is a shame though, because I heard on the road in one of the towns, well, I heard rumors that the Fantasia company is going to be there in one of those, but we will most likely be too early to catch them.
Hmm.
Did you just ask who?
That's sad.
I said, and I was going to ask who.
Ah.
Ooh,
Well, I definitely know what the Phantasma Company is, but you should explain what it is for Frost.
I've always wanted to watch one of their shows.
Rachel turns to Fragment and looks a little bit confused.
You don't know the Fantasia Company?
No, I've been a bit of a hermit. I'll leave it at that.
Oh, well, they're a circus that popped up around 25 years earlier. And they got a lot of... Let's say they became pretty known by a lot of people because they just appear out of thin mist, it's said. And their shows are amazing. They have a lot of different people working for them. And a lot of spectacular acts that happen there. But they always appear and disappear as if very powerful magic is involved, but no one knows how they do it. And well, they have a lot of what you would call freaks. A lot of people and creatures from the forest that work with them and for them.
Huh.
And I wanted to watch one of their shows as well at one point. It's hard to actually catch them.
Seems
I
that
agree.
Fragment is now thinking about what kind of device could essentially amplify the power of Misty Step. You have given her ideas. What have you done?
Sowing the seeds.
Oh boy.
Sowing the seeds for catastrophe, I think.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy. Yeah, I always wanted to watch one of their shows too. I just never really had the time to, or the possibility. They really are hard to catch.
I mean, that is their whole deal, which is why it's always such a spectacle if you manage to get there. It's a lot of mouth propaganda,
I know.
really. They appear in one city, stay there for 2, 3, maybe 4 days at most, and then they vanish and pop up at the other end of the country as if it is nothing.
Well,
Fragment is still lost in thought.
Maybe we'll get lucky and they'll be there when we are.
Oh, I hope.
Alright, your first day of traveling. I would like one of you guys to please roll me a d20.
I'll do it.
Alright.
I'm not doing it tomorrow, though. We should alternate. 13.
Ooh, nice.
I like how that channel just appears on the little sidebar.
It is nice.
I don't know how Kiwhie set it up, but I'm impressed.
I definitely don't have to manually make it show up or anything.
Oh, okay. You know what? That's
Fair.
So, your first day of travel with Rachel after you got to know her is actually quite peaceful. Nothing really happens as you keep marching your way towards Anam. There are a few travelers here and there who catch up to you sometimes on the main road, have a little chat with you. There's a caravan that at one point you become part of, but quickly part of, so there's some infighting happening over some stolen stuff. And you don't want to be part of the drama, especially not with Rachel's precious cargo. And you all get to know each other a little bit better. As dusk finally breaks, not dawn. Was it dusk or dawn? When is the sun going down? What's it called again? I'm
Dusk.
a professional DM.
Sunset.
Dusk.
Dusk.
As the sun starts to settle and the light of the day starts to switch over to the light of the moon and the stars, you make your camp on the wayside. There are a few other people farther up and down the main street as well. All festival goers, as far as you can tell. And Rachel sits down and lights a little fire with a bit of magic. And pulls out some rations that she has. And starts feeding her little familiar with slices of meat and like dead mice.
Okay.
We walked quite a distance today.
Well, without getting robbed at least. And then she chuckles.
Very true. Very true. That idea with the dad was really that was a really good idea. It's really peaceful today.
It is.
Oh, I do have spells.
That's all right. I told you you get them at level 2.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
So,
And once again, I'm just very glad that you helped me earlier today and you agreed to escort me.
That
That's
was
no
no
problem at all.
problem. I saw the trouble. I had to intervene, even though I didn't end up doing much. I distracted him so that someone else could trip him up.
Rachel looks at you in awe, Onyx, and goes like,
That was a very smart move, detective.
Thank you.
Now I'm kind of curious what you all were doing before you came to the festival.
and then she specifically looks at Wanderer.
You don't see many of your kind. Pardon. You don't see many many people, many individuals from your race outside of the mountain range.
I've had a long journey up to this point. It came with its ups and downs, but I'm thankful to be here. And as my name implies, I've decided to wander a bit further down from where I usually come from.
Remind me which city we're going to again? Is it Anam, or is that the one we were at?
No, you were at Komar, and you were walking to Anam.
Okay, okay.
Can't believe I actually got that map done before the session started.
Okay.
That's a mood, though.
So I've been traveling across the continent. I have some shipwreck investigations down to do in Anam anyway, so I was like, I might as well stop and do the festivals while I'm here, since I've got the time.
Combining pleasure with duty, you see.
Well, if you don't do that, you'll become stressed and overworked.
Who the fuck is having a train going on in the background?
Choo
Not
choo,
me. I don't have
motherfuckers.
trains around me for miles.
God. Train station
you-
is quite a bit away.
If you want, I can move the mic closer and turn up the volume.
How about no?
Hell no.
How about you don't do that, Cat?
But it's
Wait,
the
Yeah,
choo choo.
let's not.
Yeah,
Wait.
no, you're.
If you do that, you will regret it.
Mhm.
Oh, no, but seriously though, wait, never mind, I forgot. I love how you guys don't even react to that anymore. Anyway, Fragment will just say, so I've mostly just been conducting historical research. The records on Well seem to be not detailed enough, I suppose, so I've been trying to cross-compare different sources.
I mean, it is kind of understandable. Wealth was a tragedy, and all the records that existed, or might even still exist, are probably somewhere in the archives of the Empire. They don't want this tragedy to be discussed that much. It was quite
Yes,
tragic.
I've ran into that roadblock.
Stop giving
Wow.
spaghetti to Vixen.
But it's spaghetti. Spaghetti is
Well,
good.
have to. Well,
Baguette.
Baguette.
I I think baguette is healthy for fuck.
It's not.
Anyway. Wait, are we allowed to say where exactly we come from even?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering.
I think we
I'm not-
can.
I'm
Doesn't
not
mean we
gonna.
will.
I'm not gonna dictate what you can and can't give from a character. If you want to say it, do it. Feel free.
Well, I've lived most of my youth with my family in fairness, but that's I can't understand. I can't explain it, but I had some sort of calling telling me to go travel. I guess I've been on my own ever since. Not really complaining though.
It is quite impressive. You seem to be fairly young. But then again, half elves do be young.
Well, we do not live much longer than humans, but I am still fairly for my age. For my age.
Don't you live almost double?
It depends. I think half elves can live around, I think between 100 and 200 years.
I think
I
it's
think around
150 and 180. They said.
Yeah.
But anyway,
And funny enough, in human years, like from what I understand from half elves, the first few years of your youth are the same. Like you
Yeah.
are an adult at 18 per se.
yeah.
Like you don't age slow, but you just live
age
longer.
slower.
And in human years, I'm currently 26, so I am still
Okay.
fairly young. I just age slower.
Out of curiosity, is that mark on Nian's leg showing?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If my skirt is currently in a position where it is possible, yes.
Well, I assume we're sitting around the fire, so
And I'm currently kind of
probably.
just kneeling. Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely. Fragment's gonna glance down at the strange mark on Nian's leg and say, I didn't get a chance to ask earlier, but if you don't mind sharing, what is that mark on your leg? It does not look like a normal brand, nor an infection of any kind, nor anything cardiovascular. Seems magical.
Oh, well, as remember how I said earlier that I was a hexblade warlock? Well, this is the mark of my.
I don't remember you saying that, but
what are
okay.
they called again?
Patron.
I did funny. Yeah, and this is the mark of my patron.
Interesting.
I don't know how I kind of just got there after I made a contract with him. It's been there ever since. I kind of forgot about it, honestly. Just vibing to this music, honestly.
Yep.
Music is good. Rachel just looks at the mark as well, then goes back to feeding her familiar with mice and meat. It seems to eat quite a lot more than a normal fox would.
I pull out some jerky from my bag and hand it to the fox, and then pull out some tinker's tools and smith's tools with my other hand.
Vixen gladly accepts your graceful offering and starts devouring the beef jerky as well. And goes towards the bag of holding and steps its snout inside there, searching for more food.
Unless it knows how to operate a bag of holding, it appears to be empty.
It just goes around in his mind because there's no more food.
Yep. I'm going to leave the bag here, stand up and while holding tools and say, I'll be back in just a minute. And, well, is there anywhere like I could go slightly out of sight?
There are some bushes next to the road and some trees that start to like appear. You could go behind there.
Yeah, I'll go over there.
Alright.
Also, by the way, can I like carefully try to scratch Vixen? Like very,
Yes,
very
you-
carefully let's lift my hand
Yes, you
and
can.
see if she. Wait, is Vixen female or male?
Yes.
Or both? All right. Like I want to let them carefully Really sniff my hand to see if they allow me to pet him.
As you reach your... Can you give me an animal handling check?
How do you do that?
Exclamation
Weird.
mark C space animal handling.
You see, you roll a die, and then you tell me what the number is, and then I do funky stuff depending on if I like you or not.
Shush. If I get a bad grade, I think I'm gonna be pretty bad.
You got
Nice.
a fucking crit!
And you just... You reach your hand over slowly and pet the fur near the head very carefully, in which Vixen just goes stiff for a moment. It has the bag still over its snout, and turns around, the bag flings up, and then it just jumps at you and starts licking your face. Very affectionately.
Aww.
And happily
They're
yaps
so
at you.
cute.
I'm just imagining the bag going flying and hitting me in the face.
I'm gonna put them into. I'm gonna put them on my lap, let them curl up there, and keep on scratching them.
Yeah, Vixen just makes itself a home at your lap. It just rolls around itself, curls its little twin tails around itself, one over your arm as you continue to scratch, makes happy little yelp noises.
I love how
Aw.
the chat is just going critical pet.
Yes, that's the most important. That's the best.
Critical pet.
It is
yeah.
the best pet. It's the best petting, the best crit,
Okay.
the most important crit that you need.
Also, the
Yes.
party can hear Fragment working on something. Something mechanical.
Rachel is just looking over at Vixen, and Nian looks even more betrayed. Vixen, why are you doing this? The answer that Rachel gets from her familiar is just a very tight meow. And Vixen continues to just lay there and enjoy being the center of Nian's attention and adoration, so it scratches.
Alright, I'm definitely not gonna
Love
cast
animals.
Speak with Animals and steal her pet.
Hold on.
I love animals.
Why does Vixen no longer love me? What is it with you? You want to get a new friend, Vixen. Why are you doing this? What is it with you?
I'm just gonna I'm just gonna look at Rachel with an apologetic look.
Rachel looks like she's about to cry.
Oh.
At which point she just gets up from where she's currently sitting and moves across the fire to sit next to Wanderer, as far away from Vixen as possible, and turns away and is pouting.
Oh, sweet Jesus. What have
Well,
I done?
if you decide to get a new owner, I'm just gonna get a new pet.
Oh my I'm looking nervous and just say I'm really sorry, Rachel. I really didn't mean to do this. I'm really sorry.
The only answer you get is funny enough from Vixen, who just yawns at this and then snuggles closer to you, directly staring at Rachel from across the campfire.
Sweet Jesus.
Well, this is what you've done.
I've been taking care of this familia for over... And she pauses and seems to count back. For a very long time. And this is how you repay me, Vixen. You're a shameful child. You're a very, very shameful child. You make your mom sad. You hear that? Your mom is sad because of you. I'm gonna give you away if you continue this. This Vixen just looks at Rachel again.
God
and does the
fucking damn it.
exact same reply. And you all can suddenly, over all of this, you suddenly can hear just a very loud screeching noise from over where Fragment is, followed by you think it's cursing, you don't really know what is said or even like what sound is produced, but it sounds like something or someone is cursing. And there's a lot of oil on your hands and some metallic breaking sound.
Alright, I am going to use a spell slot to fill one of the vials with healing supplies, with a temporary healing potion, and down it.
Alright, you do that. As you down the healing potion, you can feel warmth flooding you, and just a very comfortable feeling, and you feel everything like snap back in place. It is not back to like how you would want it to, it is still scuffed, but it's back to before it broke. Not perfect, but it's as good as it can get with a healing potion after it literally just broke.
Yeah. Well, Fragment is going to use a bit of precipitation to clean off the oil and just put the dress back on to cover up the damage that's been lingering, and head back over.
As you do that, you see that Fragment is re-emerging, looking a little bit dissatisfied with whatever just happened behind that bush, and sits back at her original place at the fire.
I'm looking at her concerned and just ask, "Are you okay?"
Could be better. Could be a lot worse.
Alright. You say so? I'm still looking a bit concerned though.
You should be.
Concern is warranted, we just heard something break. It's something break and something more. Now that Frost is back, Vixen looks back up and hops up from Nien's lap, grabs the bag, and trots over to Fragment with the bag and just bumps you with a snout in the leg and looks at you, expecting.
No, I'm not. No, I'd like to save those in case someone needs them.
And Vixen looks at you and bumps your leg again.
No.
Vixen makes a whining noise.
Alright, I will cast Speak with Animal.
You cast Speak with Animal.
Yeah,
Okay.
to see what Vixen wants.
You all hear whining except for Onyx, who hears a very yappy "Food! More! Food! Hungry! Food!" It should mention that you guys have been feeding Vixen, or like on and off feeding Vixen together with Rachel for like close to an hour now.
What?
Look over to Rachel and say, "Is there a reason Vixen is this hungry?"
And she looks over and looks at Vixen, looks at you. She is just very, very needy and wants attention.
I'll pull out some
more
food.
Oof.
Vixen, come here.
Don't enable her!
Vixen, come
And
here.
Vixen runs over to Onyx and happily sits down and waits for more food.
I pull out some like pieces of jerky. And just
And
break
she
them.
happily eats all of them.
She's not
Just
feeding
made me
you, is
realize
she?
that I haven't eaten my dinner yet.
If you continue
God
to
damn
keep
it.
feeding Vixen, there's
I
not
just-
gonna be any dinner left.
I meant this IRL actually.
Answer stays the
What
same.
time is it?
Okay.
What time is it for you over there?
8:20.
8 p.m. Yeah. Around
Okay.
past. And I still haven't eaten dinner. I just completely forgot about it.
Bro, go eat dinner.
How does
The thing is, it
Rachel
needs
treat
to be
you, Vixen?
prepared for like 10 minutes, so we'd have to take a break. and I don't want to have to take a break already.
There.
I feel bad.
Vixen's
But-
just eating the food, the jerky that you given her so gracefully, and she looks up at Onyx, really happy, yaps at you, and says, "Friendly, friendly."
Yes, Vixen. But is Rachel friendly too? Do you enjoy your time with her?
Vixen looks up at you with the most devilish fox grin that you can ever imagine to see on any kind of animal. Like, way too human for your opinion. And just says, "I bully her."
I was right.
Shut your mouth, you don't understand, Vixen.
Well, I think you make her happy. Does she make you happy?
Vixen lays her head just to the side and seems to ponder and think for a moment. Yes.
That's good.
Rachel just looks at you because you're having a conversation with her familiar currently.
Mhm.
And she looks very hurt. Like on the surface. She looks very hurt on the surface. Before she starts making little noises. Just pss, 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 pss. Vixen. And Vixen turns around, looks at Rachel. Before slowly trotting over. Laying its like little front paws on her knees and snuggling up to her again.
Yeah. I think she needs that right now.
Yeah, she needs that. She's been bullied by her fox familia. For like the past day. Because found people that it likes more. You're the worst familia anyone could ever ask for. You know that? And she starts scratching Vixen's head. It's really late. We should probably head off to sleep.
Okay. Right before
I'll
we
keep
go to
watch.
bed, I'm gonna use my primeval awareness to see if I can sense any wild beasts that are nearby that might come in and try to attack or anything like that.
Well, you can sense some, like, owls hunting nearby,
Mhm.
but that is all.
Of course, it's owls.
Owls.
Leave me alone, it's the most realistic thing.
I'm just kidding.
They're bullying me, chat, just because I like owls.
Fragment is going to kneel down by the fire facing the road and just sort of, she stops moving for a bit, but she still seems aware, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
It makes sense. Rachel looks at Fragment as if she wants to stay awake and wants to take notes and just have conversations with Fragment, but is interrupted by her own yawn, realizing, no, you can't sacrifice sleep in the name of science. Not right now. Later though. When there is more time.
Yep.
Sleep.
Just like that, she rolls around. She just rolls onto the floor next to Vixen, who just lays awkwardly half on top of her, like the self-indulgent little shit that Vixen is. Like a cat, basically. Just rolls on top of Rachel, and is like, yes, this is my sleeping position now. And closes its eyes and snores off. Can you give me a perception check, please, Fragment?
Oh, fuck.
Oh boy.
Hey, Mom just finished the dinner problem. She made reps.
Hold on, I quickly need to interrupt the session here. I need to quickly go grab a taxi.
This music sounds familiar.
It is just some random music I grabbed out of YouTube.
I should have
Is
probably asked if this was copyright free.
Should be.
Because
Yeah.
I'll be real upset if I go to pull the VOD and it's all muted.
I think it's copyright free. It should be. It is fan made.
Taxi.
I mean, it should be. Fuck, I should have probably talked about this with you before. I mean, like, literally every single audio track is from Rand and Fichte. As far as I know. Alright. Nothing happens in the night. Which is quite surprising to you, Fragment. Considering how Rachel talked about her little, splinter that she needs to protect so badly.
I will say that I am wearing the medicine bag, so.
Yeah, but nothing happens in the night. Everything is quiet.
Okay.
Aside from the snoring of your comrades and the occasional very high-pitched scream that wakes everyone up that comes from Vixen.
Oh my god.
Laughs and not needing sleep.
Puny mortals.
Exactly.
The thing is, you're pretty sure Vixen doesn't even do this because it is startled awake in its sleep. You're pretty sure Vixen just does this because Vixen is an asshole.
Hmm.
And so the first night passes. I would like everyone to give me a wisdom check, please, unless you want to wake everyone up with the sunrise first.
Oh, I absolutely am.
Okay, then no one needs to roll.
I would like to add, Fragment only needs 6 hours for a long rest, so she's been bored for the previous 2 hours.
Oh boy.
I'm pretty sure Alex's character only needs 4, so you guys can keep watch.
No, half elf,
Huh?
not elf.
Oh. Only
I'm still
elves.
partially human.
Okay, only full elves get.
Yeah, we can get rid of it partially, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's what...
We just need to kill you and then cast reincarnation.
But none of us have that spell yet.
Yet. I like that yet. It's like, don't worry, you're still safe.
For
now.
Mm. I don't think any of us get that spell though, because it's a druid spell.
Yeah.
Well, I am a ranger.
I mean, unless someone wants to multi-class. I mean, you
Hell
have
no.
Rachel, she is a wizard. As you wake up, Rachel is pretty tired. Mainly because Vixen kept screaming on and off in the night, every now and then, just waking up everybody. And, well, has generally slept on Rachel. Who seems to be very disgruntled by this. Vixen is the only one who looks truly rested and is just happily yapping at everyone's feet and making them wake up faster. It's a good motivation having a little fox just nibble at your feet every now and then. Mainly because it hurts.
But does it really?
How thick is your skin?
I literally live in the mountains where it's cold as fuck.
My feet are made of metal.
I'm pretty sure my feet have frostbite.
I'm
enough.
wearing
I
boots.
can't feel anything.
Your feet have so much nerve damage done because of the fucking cold. You just don't feel anything there anymore. Oh no, in that case it doesn't hurt you, but Vixen quickly realizes that since you don't feel anything, she can just keep doing that, so you become her new favorite chewing toy. So yeah, you all wake up, you all do your daily business, what you do when you wake up and get ready to keep on traveling. Only difference is between you and Wanderer is that Wanderer is doing all of that occasionally with a fox just napped into his feet.
Hmm.
Did we like set like a fire last night?
Oh, do you,
Yes,
I mean,
you did.
Fragment would have put it out
Okay, I
Like,
can put it out
when the night when you were all asleep.
All right.
Maybe just left it burning, whole forest burnt down.
Woo!
Woo, arson!
I mean,
Uh,
that's not what you. Isn't that what we all do?
yes, arson do be pretty pog.
Yeah, man.
Yes. So, you wake up, you get ready to keep on traveling, and I would like someone to please roll me a d20 again.
Not me.
It's gonna be.
So what-
What
Which one
is
of
it?
you three unlucky souls gets to be the one?
What's the command?
Exclamation mark R.
Are you doing it, Katarina?
I mean, do you want to do it?
I did it. 7.
7! Nice! So, you all get up, you
Here.
shoulder all your packages, and make your way down the road again.
Making my way.
And after around like 3 hours of traveling, you woke up pretty early with the sunrise, made your way. Sun is now pretty high in the sky, it's almost midday. No one gets a 69. You make your way down the road, around a corner, on a hill, and you see a little town in the distance. Which, granted, is not the first town you come through, it's not even the first town on the road that has, like, celebrations going on. But you just have this knack, this feeling in the back of your head that something's a little bit different about this town than the others that you came through so far.
I take out a single crossbow bolt and give it to Rachel to put in the bag so it looks like the weight's still there.
Rachel takes your crossbow bolt, puts it in her bag, and is very confused why.
The little red bag, so it doesn't look like it doesn't look or feel like it's empty. About the same size.
Oh, yeah, of course. I wasn't thinking about that.
I didn't either until just now, honestly.
Am I the only one who's just having this weird feeling, premonition?
Nope.
Just-
Something seems off.
Well, what do we do now?
Probably best to go through.
I mean, what
Going
kind of-
around would attract too much attention.
I mean, this town isn't on the map, is it?
It is on the map, I just haven't drawn in every single little town or village.
Ah,
I put in, like, the biggest one in each region. So there are a lot of, like, smaller towns everywhere on the map as well.
mm-hmm.
And I truly apologize for that.
No, I get that. We only got the
Alright.
generic map.
Thanks.
We got the world map. We didn't get the detailed map of the location.
You want me to make a detailed map?
Eh.
No, just do like a detailed map for the realm we're in, you know? So you don't have to do it all at once.
Alright.
Yeah.
Just
I
like
think
one
we're-
at
I
a
think we're
time.
fine. No, but I
So you
think
make-
we're fine right now.
So you want to go through the town?
Yep.
Yes.
Alright.
Yep.
So you make your way into the town, and you still can't shake this feeling of that something is different about this town. Even though everything seems like absolutely normal, there is nothing off so far. It is the same people that you see everywhere celebrating, the same kind of stalls that you would find at a festival. They're all celebrating, or like what do you call this in English? They're warming up for the main event, basically. But there is just something different a lot of commotion, a lot of people just being, "Oh, I just cut myself with my knife."
Why are you playing
You
with a
are
knife?
playing with it
What?
again.
I'm cleaning my tray.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna make myself a little rip.
I need to cut
Okay.
myself very deep. Hold on.
Here,
Don't forget I
give
still
me your
have one on.
finger, I'll suck it.
I can DM while sucking on my finger. Hold on, medical. Hold on, we could put a quick break on here because medical emergency. My finger
Oh
has a
jeez.
cut. I'm a professional, I tell you guys.
Burrito. I wonder how long this session will last for. Also, I like this avatar I made. Fucky.
Tortilla on this.
Zach, why do you have a tortilla on the side?
I'm ordering Chipotle.
You're ordering chipotle?
Yes.
One with your chipotle. I still have China food.
Alright, I'm back. Fingers
Welcome back.
bandaged.
Yep.
Good to know that I will probably come into the country be like finger shorter.
Oh jeez.
It's not that bad.
You know, I don't think that, I think that if anything, the airline staff will probably help you if you do happen to lose a finger.
It's just amputating.
No, it is not amputating.
Well, that's boring.
No, they'll get you a new finger.
Alright, back to town. Back to game. Well, you're in town. You have a feeling there is something off, but everything seems absolutely normal. There's just the atmosphere seems a little bit different. Ugh.
Let's Google.
Now the big question.
What is the big question?
Right, back in the game.
Oh, okay,
No, I
hang
will
on,
not
like-
marry you.
Ah,
What?
That's usually the biggest question that most
Almost
people have.
fell forward trying
No,
to cross
I-
my over the plate.
The biggest question people usually have is, did you kill my father?
I mean, my name is Inigo
Huh.
Montoya.
Prepare to.
The politest, this is like the perfect introduction.
Mhm.
Saki, we do need to watch The Princess Bride, just FYI.
My
Alright.
favorite movie.
You do.
To be fair, I need to also watch like all of these Disney movies because I have seen like one. Yes, user chat is allowed
2 or
to
3.
roast me.
No. We do have plans to do that with Alex, even while you're over here. And then we have like the list of
Yes.
goddamn animated
You
movies.
bet your ass.
Back to game. We can talk about this afterwards.
Okay, fine.
Panic.
All right,
You could just hear the panic.
all right. So you're in this town, and you just have a feeling that something about this town is a little bit different, even though like everything seems absolutely normal.
What's wrong with it?
You don't know. You just have a feeling there's something wrong. Something about like the atmosphere in the town seems different. About there is some form of like anticipation. You could call it an anticipation. As if they're all waiting, as if the people there are like celebrating the event like normal, but they're waiting for something to happen.
Mm. And this is an AM, right? Or are
This
we not
is
there yet?
You're not in the main town where you need to be. This is day 2 of the travel, of the 3 days that you want to travel. This is like on the road. This is like the
Okay.
midpoint.
So we're on the way there.
Yes.
You be doing the room.
No, you're not doing the room. You do not have cars. Those are not invented yet.
You're doing the step.
Yes.
Should we look for something to do here? I've been traveling for a while.
I'm gonna have to keep moving.
Oh, come on. What's an hour of games?
This is the moment where you please roll me perception check.
All of us?
Yes, please, all of you.
All of us, yes.
Alright.
Everyone gets to roll here. We need to get the rolls, and there weren't that many just yet.
Woohoo! Let's go!
9.
Hey, I gotta go.
I got a
home.
15.
3.
Okay, yeah. I wonder, Leon, for you, it's just like this seems kind of like weird anticipation-wise, but you can't like tell anything different about this town. Onyx and Fragment, though, you realize it's been very quiet for a long while. As in, there was no yapping and nabbing at anyone's feet
Oh,
for
no.
quite some time. And as you look around, you you realize that someone is missing.
Rachel's gone?
No, Rachel is still there.
Oh, but the Vixen isn't.
No!
Yeah, Vixen has run off apparently. Vixen is nowhere to be found.
Rachel,
Yes?
what kind of things would get Vixen's attention?
Food?
And any other things we might want to check?
What kind of food does Vixen like?
And she looks at you with a look like, are you seriously asking me this dumb question? Meat is the answer. She just says meat.
Did we pass any meat vendors or anything?
Oh, you passed a lot of them.
Looks like we're gonna have to backtrack, huh?
You passed a lot of meat vendors and other stuff.
Let's search for Vixen.
You want to search for Vixen then? Let's go.
I mean, what else
Yep.
are we gonna do? We're not just gonna leave this behind. None of us are evil.
Yet.
Heck no.
I could sense for him.
If you would send to Vixen, you can go and do that.
Okay, it'll tell me how far and what general direction they are within a few miles, so
Yep.
I know all beats. I won't know which one's Vixen if there's multiple, but I'll know where they are.
No, you can do that if you want. I just need to get my little turn converter here for freedom units to normal people.
You don't have to
Damn.
convert it. We can say the ranger detects in whatever.
No, I just
system
do
you
this
wanna
for
use.
myself. I do
Okay.
this for myself. Alright. So you cast your spell.
Of my primeval awareness.
Yes. You cast that and you get a lot of blips on your radar. You're in the middle of you're like in the middle of a small city, like a town. There are a lot of blips on your radar of like that there are beasts there. Most of them are most likely pets.
Oh, Vixen's so cute.
There is one cluster though that you can sense that's kind of confusing you because it's a lot of animals like clustered into one spot.
Okay.
More than normal.
We should check that out then.
It is farther down the road. Funny enough.
Somewhere we haven't gone.
Yeah, somewhere you haven't gone. It's farther down the road and like a bit to the right.
Do
It's
I
the best
think
I
there's a chance Vixen could have gotten there already?
I mean, Vixen is a small fox. It is pretty easy for Vixen that is even smaller than Rachel to just slip past. Especially in like crowded streets.
Fragment is going to flip her goggles down and have a little glow appear in them as she casts Detect Magic. Because, you know, familiar.
Oh, okay. You do that, and you see like normal magical little trinkets appear here and there on some people in some stalls that's selling like basically just little fun magical trinkets that don't do anything big per se, but like just like night lights and stuff that you can buy basically anywhere. And then you see a very bright light just off a few miles down the street and slightly to the right.
Oh boy.
But you
I just
can't.
point and say, that way, and head towards that.
There are a lot of creatures over there. We're not gonna find just Vixen.
Okay.
Woohoo! We get to all steal the animals.
And it is the best bet we have, I think.
Vixen is familiar, and I don't see anything else large enough for that anywhere else. Any other sources of magic?
We have no idea what we're getting into, but let's go.
You make your way down the street past vendors that just praise their wares to you and want you to come and entice and buy stuff. We have a lot of them. We have some fun magical items. We have food. We have clothing. We have games to play and prizes to win. And you all walk past them as you walk closer and closer to this huge array of beasts that you could detect and this huge array of like magical energy that you could sense. And as you make your way around the corner, you bump into someone.
Who
you
do we
bump-
bump into?
Well, that's the thing. You don't see them per se. They're very small.
Oh. Thanks for insulting my tall.
Yes, you deserve to be insulted. No, you bump into a small creature that looks up at you and starts, "Hey, watch where you're going!"
Huh?
And before you stands a little goblin with a very big sword and shield.
Hey,
it's
I'm
just
walking here.
standing. I'm striding here. Just stands guard in the middle of this like little pathway that leads up to this like huge array of animals that you could detect.
Excuse me, miss, did you see a red twin-tailed fox run past here? She probably smelled meat and got excited, but we're trying to find her.
Now, who wants to know that?
The owners
The
of
wizard who
Circus?
summoned her?
What's that fox say?
A familiar?
This is where Rachel just slightly like waves her hand from behind Wanderer's legs. Anyone could say that is a familiar that they summoned. Who tells me that you're telling the truth? And who tells me that I need to tell you about if I know that or not?
Well, when we find it, it's gonna come walking towards her, so... If you're not going to help us, we'll just continue on our way.
I would advise for that. There's nothing to see here for you.
Oh, on the contrary, there's a large magical essence and a large cluster of animals here, so unless you're kidnapping them, we will have... If we find out that you're kidnapping them, we will arrest you.
It is at this moment that the little goblin woman just is quiet for a moment and seems to ponder over what you just said. Can you roll me a persuasion check, please, Onyx?
Sure. Hey, 18. I have no bonus persuasion.
This is the best thing you detect if you have no bonus to persuasion.
You're not even.
I don't usually talk to people. I investigate items.
You look at shit.
She seems to ponder for a moment before just... Fine. I'm gonna let you in, but you stay close. Don't touch anything. Don't look at anything. Don't talk to anyone unless I allow it. Otherwise, the boss is gonna make me one head shorter than I already am.
Alright, we're just looking for our familiar.
That sounds like a personal problem.
What did you say to me, punk?
I'm gonna look down. I'm sorry, I can't hear you from all the way down there.
Alright, let's not start a fight.
Why do you make this so difficult? You can see a vein pop on the goblin's head.
To try
Like,
to calm
pulp.
them down, be like, I'm sorry, we didn't catch your name. What was it?
She turns her attention back to Onyx. Igboro.
Bro.
Fragment looks over at Wanderer and says, "As a medic, I can assure you, the stature of the fighter matters less than the depth of the cut."
I'll take out my great axe.
I'm gonna
This is
smile at
true.
that.
Well, Igbro, we appreciate your cooperation. I am Detective Oryx. Or Onyx, sorry. Detective Onyx. If you'd please point us in the right direction.
She nods and turns away from just generally from like the general direction of Wanderer and turns her attention to Onyx. Yes, this way. Remember, no talking, no touching, only looking.
Alright.
And she leads you down this little dirt path. It's a little bit outside of the city, and you can see just some random little tent in the middle of nowhere. It's just a very small tent, like from like 2, maybe 3 people, definitely not big enough to fit Wanderer.
Is this where I sense that the clusters are coming from?
Yes. You sense a lot of that inside this little tent,
This-
which should, quite possibly speaking, be impossible.
This might be one of those Harry Potter houses.
Is the tent glowing with magic too?
Yes, it is basically blinding you, if you would be able to be blinded.
I break concentration on the thing. Clever
Igor
little
just-
trick.
And Igbo looks at you after you say this, and just, like, cocks her head in a way that just says, I know, right? And she goes through the tent, like, holds one of the flaps up, and it's like, alright, inside.
I'll step in.
I'll hit him.
And as you step in, you realize that this tent is a lot bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. And by a lot, I mean you're basically standing inside of what you could best describe as an entire place to just house a lot of people. You're standing inside a circus menagerie. And there are a lot of different people there, a lot of animals there. And just a lot of activity in general going on.
Oh, for
I'm beaming with excitement.
well, that.
We
Now
were
I'm a
about
bit.
to set up shop for tomorrow.
All right. We just want to find my friend's familiar, and then way out of your hair. I promise.
You better be. I'm gonna follow you around. The moment you cause any kind of trouble, you're out. And you better
Alright.
not tell anyone that we're here yet. Would
Oh,
lose
is
the
this
charm
the-
of the business.
Was this the Fantasia setup?
Yes. You're currently standing inside the Fantasia Menagerie's tent, and it seems you have figured out how they managed to just get this stuff set up so quickly. They have a very small tent to carry their stuff around. How it works, you don't know.
And here I thought you would use a device to amplify a smaller spell to transport everything at once. Fascinating.
I don't ask me how it works. I'm just the bodyguard here and chef of security.
Oh, that's fine. I'm just curious.
Have you want to
Sometimes
know? Sorry.
Sometimes the simplest answer is the correct one. Oh, my bad. I'll be quiet now.
Nah, it's fine. Well then, feel free to ask around for your little familiar that you've lost. See if you can find it. I'm just gonna follow you around.
All right.
I should say at this point that just if you're curious, Igboro, the head of security, is like half a head smaller than Rachel.
Oh,
And you all can see that Nian is basically beaming with excitement to be inside this tent.
Who is? Oh, Nian.
Nian is. I can just imagine you just hopping up and down from like one foot to the other like a little child.
that's literally what I'm doing.
So yeah, you're inside the tent of the Fantasia company right now. You see a lot of people, a lot of different races just here. And you now understand what they meant when they said there are freaks walking around. There are a lot of just races there that you don't see anywhere else, and a lot of like people that have some very strange things about them. Like, you're pretty sure you can see one creature that is just humanoid, that seems to have wings at its arms and is just completely blue. You're pretty sure you can see at least one centaur walking around there, which you also don't see that often.
I'm-
And there seems to be some kind of creature or like creature there that is just half humanoid at the top and seems to be half crocodile at the bottom.
Bro, how does that work? Hold up.
Don't think about it too hard. I've
Don't
seen
think
people draw
about it.
stuff like that.
Well then, what do you want to do now that you're inside the, well, currently being built up menagerie of the Fantasia company?
I'm gonna follow Onyx's lead.
Well, I suppose I'll look for Vixen. See if he's in here somehow.
Alright, roll me perception then.
Oh boy.
Actually, I'll whisper to Onyx and Igboro. I'll go check the meat stalls just in case he went out of detection range. Or she went out of detection range.
Nice.
So you want to go back outside?
Yeah, and I'll ask Wanderer to come with me.
Woohoo!
Alright.
Outside.
Alright then, you both leave the tent, and Igboro keeps on following around Onyx and Nian. Yeah, perception. You look around and you find Vixen, funny enough, very quickly. Because the self-sufficient little shit sits in the middle of the menagerie and is currently being cooed at by at least 2 of the employees at the company. And just getting hand-feed little slices of meat.
Oh, Vixen, you little rascal.
You want to make your way over there?
Yeah.
Alright. As you make your way to the middle of the menagerie, you see that Vixen is being fed by what appears to be a tiefling. And you're pretty sure the other person is just human sitting on a horse.
Like a centaur or just a guy on an actual horse?
It's a centaur.
Okay.
But it looks like someone is just sitting on a horse because they're currently like kneeling down. And there is a very big veil over like the back of over their back, even or the humanoid half, so you can see the top and the front of the horse body.
Okay.
So it could have also been just someone sitting on a horse.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
At this point, both of the girls turn around and look at you.
Oh, they're
And one of
girls.
them
Sorry,
yeah, one of
ladies.
them is okay. One of them is definitely a tiefling with blue skin and dark blue hair. She looks fairly young, like even younger than Nian. And the centaur woman looks at you and she throws you guys kind of off because she's clad in a lot of dark purple and violet robes, lots of pearls and beads on her like outfit. And then you look into her eyes, and her eyes are just completely dark purple with little specks of white all over it.
I'm just sitting here in awe of, like, Neon's just standing there in awe of this entire time.
You're currently at the Christmas buffet, my man.
Definitely.
Sorry for the intrusion. This little fox here belongs to our friend Rachel. He's, quite enamored with food. And I guess he just wandered in here.
It's a tiefling that speaks up. Oh, so this one belongs to you! It's just wonderful! And you can see that Vixen is just looking at you with this now familiar, self-sufficient grin. And yes, it caused trouble on purpose.
Yeah.
My bad. You really want to have it back right now, I think.
Yeah, I think at this point he's gonna gain a bunch of weight if he keeps this up.
Vixen looks at you, Onyx, and looks kind of offended at that suggestion. And it makes the tiefling girl giggle.
My name's Arashi. What's your name?
My name is Felicia. I'm a magician and illusionist working here. Nice to meet you.
Well, it's nice to meet you too. We're just in town, on our way to Anam, but when are you guys performing? We might be able to stay.
Oh, we're currently setting up. We wanted to perform tonight for the first time.
Well, then.
I'm just wheeling in the background.
I suppose.
Yeah,
we can...
I'm just silently squealing in the background.
I suppose we can stay for the show then.
Rachel looks at you. We actually, I don't think we can. I want to keep moving. Vixen.
We're gonna arrive several days early. It'll be fine.
I just want to make sure that nothing happens, and like...
You're not alone anymore. We'll protect you. It's just a few hours.
She seems very unsure about this offer. Then she looks at Vixen, help seeking, just like, can you help me anyway? Like, the master would look at its familiar, and Vixen's just laying there in the middle of the menagerie, content with life, and absolutely not willing to move.
Guys, I don't think Vixen will leave the city as long as they're here.
As long as food is there, Vixen will not move.
Time to put that animal handling skills to the test.
I don't think that Onyx is gonna animal handle skill this. I think Onyx is quite content just enabling Vixen.
Yeah.
Alright.
Guys, how often do you get to see them perform?
This is where Rachel raises her hand as if she wants to argue, opens her mouth, looks at you, thinks for a moment, and then closes her mouth and puts her hand down again.
Alright, it's settled. We'll find somewhere to stay, and then we'll... You guys started around, sunset?
That's when I open the show, and that's when we inform the people that we're here, because, no one knows that we're here yet, the big deal.
She
Yeah.
says and makes a little rainbow motion over her head, at which point there is indeed a little rainbow just spreading between her hands. She seems quite proud of this little trick.
Well, I'm very excited to see what you guys are gonna do. We have a few more friends, we'll make sure they all come as well.
Yay, friends!
And she looks at Neon, who's been just quietly awing the entire time.
Can I show you around? I want to show you around. You're gonna love it here.
Of course, I love to.
And she was
I'm just
talking more
gonna-
to the entire group, but good that you feel.
Yeah.
Is someone going to
I'm
inform
just
Fragment
excited.
and
Eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
This is eventually. No, this is you can see that Rachel is just quietly going off a little bit from the group and casting message
Mm.
to inform both Wanderer and Fragment that yeah, we found Vixen. Vixen refuses to move from the tent for now, so we will be staying here for a bit.
Who does she send it to?
She sends it to Fragment. She doesn't like Wanderer.
I had a feeling. And she'll just and Fragment will just reply. I hate to say it, but I'm not surprised.
She sighs. You hear a sigh on her end. I know.
All right.
This
Well-
is honestly just so in. This is just typical for Vixen.
Fragment is going to reply one more time. Well, I'm gonna go find a place to sit down. My legs may be mechanical, but I still would like to get off them.
Rachel nods until she realizes she's looking at the message. You can't see her.
That's fine. That's fine. We'll just be at the. We'll be at the little tent. The little tent. The big
All
tent.
right.
The circus.
There's a tavern. Will probably be there. So just come find us later.
All right. We'll do that.
Don't you want to watch the show?
I'll meet up with you before it starts.
All right.
So you make your way to a tavern then, real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go AFK for a few minutes, so feel free to run the tent scene.
All right. So I'm just gonna say this real quick. Wanderer and Fragment then make their way to a tavern that's called the Dead Pony, and just be there for a bit. Back to the tent scene, where the tiefling girl Felicia is currently giddily hopping up and down together with me, and she seems as excited, if not more, to have someone to show around.
Kiwhie, I saw that comment in chat.
What?
What?
Kiwhie said in stream chat, 3 out of 3
yes.
bangable NPCs.
Well, I'm glad that you think that I can pick bangable NPCs for the campaign. Very glad.
I mean, Neon is gay as fuck. He's just excited.
My Chipotle's here.
He would probably just be best friends with these.
Especially
Girls.
because she can make rainbows.
Yes.
Didn't I send you a bunch of character art for the what's it called?
Yes, you did, but no.
Okay. I don't even remember them. That's fine.
I told you I made all of them into NPCs. Now you know where they are.
I remember exactly, and that's it.
Yeah, they are also in the circus. So
Okay,
yeah,
I will be back.
you will be back.
I gotta get a snack before us girls hungry.
Yes.
We just got Chipotle.
Okay.
What?
That was loud noise.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. So, back to scene. As Felicia is just excited to pull you both along. The Centaur woman is just sitting there staring at both of you, not saying a single thing. Like, you would like to call it stare, but you don't really know where she's looking. Her eyes are just like fixated somewhere. It feels like she's looking at Neon and at Onyx at the same time, but at the same time also just staring off into the distance and thinking about stuff. Which is when Felicia pips up again.
Where do you want to go first? What do you want to see? What do you want to see? Come on, I want to show you around. Tell me what you want to see.
I mean, what do you want to show us?
Everything. She grins. and then pulls you along into a section a little bit away from the menagerie, where you can see a tank that is just filled with molten magma and lava,
Oh.
and generally on fire.
Holy. You,
And as you look
just
at
have that
this-
standing around you?
Of course, why wouldn't we? And she makes a whistling noise, and you can see a back fin emerging from the water. Sorry, from the magma, the lava water.
Wow.
And it's slowly making its way towards you. And then at the edge of the tank pops out a humanoid head, but it's just lava and magma running all over the skin. It seems to be molten itself. And this creature is just looking at both of you and then looking at Felicia. Before she makes her way back down into the lava.
Do we know anything about what kind of creature they are? What race?
Roll me history. Lava man
Roll that?
crunch. It's a girl. It's a lava girl.
All the NPCs are women.
So
Oh.
far, yes, we
Uh,
have a 100% girl rate so far. We need to change that.
or not. We don't have to.
Is it check or roll? Is this your
It's check.
is history check or roll?
It's check.
Bet I'm just being stupid as fuck. Told you.
Nian, you just heard like fairy tales about these kind of things. You think it's a lava shark. You remember this from a bedtime story your father told you at one point about some kind of princess and some like lava shark that was making its way down the stream to like be with his one true love, and then was turned into a prince when they finally came together. So you just think that's a
my
fairy
God.
tale come true. Onyx, you on the other hand, remember that for one of your cases that you researched, you came across some old documents talking about a shipment of basically the equivalent of mermaid eggs, but they hatch in volcanoes and live there their entire life. So you can safely say that this is a magma mermaid that you
Okay.
just saw.
Wow, that's
They're-
impressive.
They're very antisocial usually, which is why she just decided to nope out of this social gathering. You're curious though how they got their hands on one. Because
Well,
you
she was
also
like an
recall-
adult, right? Like
It is not like a dog, it is an intelligent creature.
I said,
It
she's
is
like an
on the-
adult.
She is an adult.
Right. I'm gonna assume that they didn't kidnap her, and that she came of her own free will.
You can assume that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ask.
I mean, otherwise you would need to report this to your
Right.
company, because the trafficking of any creature is like there is a document with like creatures whose trafficking is prohibited because they're
Right.
humanoid enough and mortal enough to count as intelligent races, and there's also another document for the exotic creatures that are not allowed to be trafficked. And magma mermaids are in both of those documents.
Mm-hmm.
She ran away to join the circus somehow, despite being in lava. She grew legs.
Yeah, I don't want to have to do the paperwork, so I'm gonna assume that she was not kidnapped.
You just kind of look the other way. Leveling. I don't mind her. Araya is... she just keeps to herself. She doesn't take kind to strangers, but she loves just showing off her skills. I don't know how you would call it. It's not really a swimming act. Is it a swimming act if it's happening in lava?
That's a good
What the
question.
fuck did I come back to?
A
Magma
magma mermaid.
Oh,
We're sitting at a bar. It's fun.
You're missing out on all the fun. There's...
Well, Fragment's gonna try and get a booth and get her alchemist supplies out.
Alright. You find a booth near the entrance of the bar, funny enough. There is a free table. Which at that point, the barmaid comes over, looks at both of you. It's a very strange pair. Welcome to the Dead Pony. What can I bring you?
I think I'll be fine for now. I can't exactly eat or drink.
She blinks and then seems to realize that you're not wearing an illusion or a costume or armor, but are in fact a Warforged. Oh, sorry. Didn't want to assume. And she turns her attention to Wanderer. And for you, tall sir?
No, I'll just have something of alcohol.
You need to be a bit more specific. We have a lot of alcohol, a lot of different kinds.
What kinds? What would you recommend then?
The ale of the house is good.
I shall have 1 ale of house then.
Alright. One dead pony coming up, and she makes her way back to the bar and leans down and fills up first a small keg. Then she's like, puts that back and takes out a bigger, bigger glass and fills that up and comes back over and sits it down in front of you. One dead pony for the sir. Anything else I can bring?
No, I think that should be it.
I want to pay up front or afterwards?
No, I'll pay up front.
2 silver pieces.
Doobity-doo. I shall chuck 2 silver pieces on the table.
How do you know much contract?
The barmaid scraps them up, bites into them real quick, nods, and then makes her way back to the bar. And starts polishing some of the glasses there. Anything else you want to do at the bar?
Can we inquire about what this place is about?
What is?
What does this land do? The city, rather. Because it
Pretty sure
feels
it's just
off.
a town.
It
I think
feels off.
it felt odd because Vixen was missing.
But
Yeah,
it felt
because
odd when
there
we
was
got here, though.
There was a giant magical circus setting up out of town. That was what that was about. There was a giant magical circus setting up directly out of town. I think that would feel odd to anyone.
Huh.
Like you saw how much that tent glowed with magic. Like everyone, like even people that don't usually have to deal with magic could feel that something about this was kind of odd.
Mm. I mean, sitting at a bar drinking alcohol, what else is there to do?
Stuff.
Well, I'll finish off all of my alcohol.
Lucky,
Yes.
I have a really weird question about mechanics.
Okay.
So you know how Artificers get this thing called magical tinkering, where they imbue a tiny non-magical object with either make it glow, record a message when someone touches it, emits odor or non-verbal sound, or like a visual effect on it that doesn't move.
Yes.
If if I put a crossbow bolt with the recorded message one, would it trigger when it strikes an object? Like when it gets tapped, it plays the message. Would that trigger when the bolt strikes the surface after being fired?
I would argue yes,
Okay.
because it taps something. If that's the condition to activate the message, then yes. If you fire it and it thunks into something, it activates the message.
Okay.
Please don't make a fucking arrow that just screams every time it bumps into something.
I'm not. I was just curious because in case I need to, like a emergency message thing.
Alright. Well, you two are at the bar doing your thing. Felicia has toured Nian and the others around the circus, around the company a lot. You met a lot of artists. You saw a lot of different creatures there. You met one very particular curious being, which was a sentient slime, you think? It was just cooking up something in a huge pot. You don't know how that fits into the whole company business. And as you make your way through the company, a few of the artists greet you. You know, there's one Kenku that greets you, who seems to wear quite a colorful cloak in different colors. There's a few of the tabaxis that greet you. You see one satyr that's just lifting weights like a champion. Oh, Frost. No. It's both of you to assume. I told you they were gonna be there. And you just
That
make
was
your
a
way
while
around.
ago. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, no. No, that was no shitpost on my end. That is in the game.
Oh my god.
And as you make your way through the circus, you see a few of the artists. Some of who interest you, you stop to and talk to and chatter a little bit with. Some of the animals that they have there, which are quite rare, but you know they are not on the documents of animals that are not allowed to be trafficked because of like how exotic they are. They're just very rare to find, but they seem very content where they are. As you make your way around, Felicia introduces you to the Ringmaster of the Circus as well, who seems to be a Firbolg. I'm quite happy with his business. And as she ends her tour, Ian, can you roll me a perception check, please?
Give me a few.
I'm gonna give you more than a few. I'm gonna give you a dozen.
Perception, right?
Yes.
How it is a perception check, right?
Yes. Hey, you look around a little bit. You see like some person sitting off to the side a little bit, just drawing on some paper. And with that, Felicia finishes her little tour with a very overly dramatic bow at the entrance of the tent, and then creates a few rainbow butterflies from her hands. It just fly upwards and then explode into tiny fireworks. And that is all about the Fantasia Company, she says with a smile, and looks outside. It's quite dark. I think we should start the show in a bit. You want to help
I'm
me with
just
that?
jumping in excitement.
I'm assuming
Are
Fragment
we
will be
allowed
heading
to?
over soon, since the sun's getting a bit low.
Yeah, you make your way out of the tavern and back to the small tent you saw outside. And you see, when you arrive there, Fragment and Wanderer, you see that Nina is stepping out of the tent together with the tiefling you saw in the ring earlier, and Onyx, and, well, Rachel, minus Vixen, because Vixen is still inside the tent refusing to move.
Did you say Nina?
No. Vixen and Rachel.
I heard you say the first name before you said Rachel. I thought you said Nina.
No, I said Felicia.
Oh.
Bye, Felicia.
And Felicia is stepping outside of the tent and just rubbing her hands together. You see that the person that was just sitting off to the side a little bit, drawing on paper, has made its way outside as well, alongside with one of the centaurs you saw inside the tent. And they just seem to like stand off a little bit to the side, getting ready, setting up a little stall where you most likely can buy tickets.
Okay.
Oh my god.
This
It's
is
super
when-
windy. I don't know if you guys are picking it up, but my stream is picking up the heavy wind outside.
I cannot pick it up.
I can
And I'm very
hear it.
glad too.
Felicia is looking back at the two arriving and just smiles. Just in time for the big finale of my tour. And you can see her perform some sort of like dance that you're pretty sure is just for show, as she unleashes a whole lot of imaginary and illusionary fireworks into the sky, and even produces like a little rainbow colored dragon that roars as the magic of the tent is lifted, and now it appears as big as it looked inside, which you're
Okay.
sure is also just an illusion. And you see that the centaur lady is setting up shop in a little booth where you can just buy cards next to this one dude that's still just drawing on some paper. Who rolls his eyes at what she's doing.
I'm gonna give a little bit of applause to the tiefling and say that was quite excellent illusion magic.
She
I'd like to-
grins and nods.
I'm gonna head over to the centaur over here and buy some tickets if you don't mind.
I mean, I would invite you, but if you want to support the company, feel free to do so. She says as she heads inside to get ready for her acts.
Fragment shrugs and goes to buy tickets to support.
You hear a little snorting from the guy sitting next to the booth as he watches Fragment buy the tickets. When you get your ticket, you get some very good ones, front row. Very, very cheap, actually. It's 5 gold pieces.
Nice.
All right, thank you very much.
Oh, I'm excited.
She forks over
You're
the
welcome.
5 gold pieces and says, she goes to say something, pauses, and then loses her train of thought.
You can see that the centaur woman is chuckling and then reaches over her booth and pets your head very affectionately. It's okay. People sometimes lose their train of thought when they arrive here. We're used to that.
I'm not quite sure how to
And-
respond to that.
She just keeps smiling at you and like gives you the tickets, and then like slowly ushers you inside with the movements of her hand. Like a
Yep.
very affectionate motherly figure.
E.
Yeah.
Ian. And then she looks up at the rest of you guys still standing outside, including Wanderer. You guys also want to buy tickets? Or do you just want to go inside and take Felicia's offer?
Well, my company provides me with money for food and stuff, so I'll just pay for mine. And I'll hand her 5 gold.
I will
Okay,
too.
yeah.
If it is possible to sit right beside Fragment. Hopefully.
I mean, you're the first people to come here and buy tickets. I'm pretty sure I can set you wherever I want. And if you want to sit next to your friend, then I can do that for you. And she hands you both your first row front tickets as well.
Hey.
Thank you very
then
much.
she takes 8 of the gold pieces that you handed over, and leaves like 2 sitting on the counter.
Take it as a special sale. Because you're friends of Felicia.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then again, sitting next to the booth, looks at the cashier behind the little stall and is like, I feel quite offended. When I asked you to give my friends the sale, you said no, full price. And
Feels bad, man.
he looks at Nian. It actually does feel bad. I was quite excited to show them the circus, and then full price, they were too cheap for that, so they're checking out.
Funny enough, did not even say that in game, but okay.
It works though.
Who says that? I asked for that. I did not ask for that. He still says that. Looking at Nian. Yoink, yoink.
Yoink.
I'm just
Zelda.
yoinking some chocolate for me to snack on.
Yoink.
Oh. As you make your way inside the tent, you can feel the stare of this guy just on your back, Nian, by the way. He's just looking at you. You make your way inside, you sit down next to Fragment, who seems very excited. And you're all ready to go and watch the show that is about to happen.
Hey!
As the tent slowly but surely starts filling up with just people from the town. And probably even like a few travelers that you're pretty sure you passed on the road at one point or another. And the lights go dim as the music starts to play. And you hear the voice of the Ringmaster, who loudly announces, "Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you from all the corners of the realms to the Fantasia Company and our new program!" And then he bows, and a puff of smoke comes from where he's standing, and suddenly there is one of the female artists that you passed in a green and white cloak, and she looks very sternly at the crowd and takes out a whip and lashes it against the ground once, and a bunch of different animals come running into the menagerie. You're pretty sure you can see some wolves there, a few bears, and a whole bunch of other very feline creatures that you are not quite sure how to sort in. Because some of them seem to be just mixtures of different cat breeds, but you are 100% sure they're from the forest. And this is how the show starts. And there are a lot of different acts going on. There are some trapeze acts going on, there is an escape act. At one point there is equestrian riding. You can see Felicia doing illusions on the side and just making everything more dramatic for everyone else. The guy who was staring at you, Nian, comes by and is selling little snacks. And keeps staring at you all the while. Not quite sure what to make of this.
I'm really not sure what to make of him. I'm not sure whether or not I should
And
feel
at the
creeped
end-
out or flattered. I'm not sure how to feel.
As you ponder this, there's another act beginning as the previous one, a very daring escape act from one of the artists that you met. Tabaxi is closing in. The satire that you saw earlier comes into the ring, dragging behind her a bunch of very heavy-looking boxes and equipment as she stands in the middle of the ring and loudly proclaims to the entire crowd that... Oh, hold on. I did this wrong. As she lets her voice hold back from the tent walls. "Ladies and gentlemen, dear publicum, my name is Tommy, and I
proclaimed to be the strongest in all of the 9 realms. Anyone willing here to challenge me? Just to a lifting duel. And she looks around.
I nudge Wanderer.
I shrug. Why not? So,
Hopefully this goes well.
You just shrug.
not finished. I'll shrug and I'll raise my hand.
You can see that the head of the satyr snaps to Wanderer, and she points at him. Alright then, come down into the menagerie.
And I'll lumber my way over.
You
Since
can
the
hear
tent is
people
now a
clapping.
normal size.
I mean, it was always normal sized inside, it was just an illusion.
I still feel slightly large, since this is not the most tall friendly place on the outside.
Also, given your opponent is a satyr.
Yep. You can hear people just applauding and laughing and screaming out of joy and excitement, because they definitely want to see a lifting duel from a satyr against, well, a giant. And as you stand down in the menagerie opposing this lifter, the satyr, who proclaims to be the strongest in all of the 9 realms, working for this company, she goes up to, like, maybe around, like, your midriff.
Okay.
You sure are tall, but are you strong?
Well, that I am.
She asks, and casually lifts one of the boxes.
All right.
And just stands there waiting for you to pick.
Should I cheese this?
Do whatever
I
you
mean, if-
want.
All
Do
right.
whatever you want.
All right. I'll go over to one of the boxes, and I will rage.
Okay.
Oh, sweet Jesus, not again.
I now get advantage on strength checks.
Do that then. Give me a strength check to lift the box.
That Goliaths have double the lifting and carrying capacity of normal humanoids, and lifting capacity is twice carrying.
Yep.
I'm sure you took it into account, but
Yeah, no, this is going to be interesting. All right. I think that is the correct.
Definitely will be.
I think that's the correct.
That's just
Not-
normal strength check.
Doobity doo.
Just do
I
it
need
twice.
Yeah.
Oh, but do you get a bonus to it or no? That's just damage.
No, it's
just
just
damage.
Indirect strength again.
Nice.
I mean, please do not do damage to the boxes. That is equipment.
You have to pay more than 5 gold for that.
All right, dirty 20.
You walk over to the boxes and see all of them laying there. There's a bunch of stuff around the boxes as well. It looks really heavy, like an amboss, for example. I mean, you shrug. Nah, you're gonna cheese this. You're gonna start easy as you walk to the box and scream real loud ones just for effect, and effortlessly lift one of the boxes up. And you all can hear the crowd just clapping and laughing at this and being very excited for this show off between the tiny satyr and the huge Goliath. At which point, the satyr lady just... You call that lifting? As she walks over, like one of the chests and boxes still on her arm, to another one that is just as tall and probably just as heavy, filled with stuff, and casually lifts it on top of the other one.
I thought she was gonna pick Wanderer up.
No, they'll probably be at the end. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that will be show off at the end.
All right, let's do this again. I'll go wander up and I'll pick up another box as well. I don't know why the advantage modifier isn't working.
ADV.
Yeah,
I don't know. Try dash ADV.
I did. That's what I did last time.
Oh,
It didn't work.
oh, you're not supposed to use the dash then. I forgot they disabled that.
No one should be.
It's
able
just
to dash. Is it just ADV?
Yeah,
Is it
just ADV.
Yeah.
All right.
Another
There you
dirty
go.
20. The other side, you know what, you can do the same thing. That's easy. There's nothing to you. You can barely feel the box. So you walk over to another box, just like the satire, and lift that one up as well. And just flex it in. How easy that is for you, because you're tall and strong. And at this point, she looks at you a little bit annoyed. Not many people make it to 2 boxes against me. How about a third? As she lifts a third box up onto her shoulders.
Let's try it. I'm gonna do C, STR, ADV. Not as good.
You make your way to like a third box because you're like, you can take her. This was nothing to you. And you go down, pick up the third box, and struggle a little bit balance-wise, but you still manage to keep your grip and lift it on, though it costs you a little bit of effort. And she seems to catch on that you're now starting to have a little bit of trouble, as you see a scheming glint in the eyes of the satire lady, as she walks over to the M-boss. There are 2 M-bosses there, and she just looks at you, glaring and grinning, knowing exactly what she's about to do. Well, seems like someone is having a bit of trouble. I wonder if you're able to keep on up with this, as she says, as she lifts up the M-boss and holds it onto the box that she's carrying around.
I've never won to put down a challenge. Here we go.
Yeah, no, this is now for you no longer just a fun little contest. This is now a just real competition, something you've been searching for. Because this tiny satire, someone manages to keep up with you, and someone manages to lift an amboss. So like, you not want to stand behind. You walk over to the amboss as well. Pick up the other one very easily and just hurl it on top of the 3 boxes you're already carrying. And at this point, you can see that this tiny satire is also just realizing that this is a real competition for once in her life. And she's also just very excited to finally have found someone who could keep up with her to this point. As she just walks over to you, offers you the rest of the boxes. She offers you the 3 boxes she's carrying, together with like the emos on top. Would you mind holding this for a moment?
Oh, God. I'll take a breath before I try this.
Alright. You breathe in.
Here we go. This is going to be very bad, I feel.
I mean, hey, anything can happen.
Let's see.
She offers you the boxes, and as you accept the boxes, she puts them into your other hand that's still free. You make it to the 3 chests to the 3 boxes when your knees start to buckle a little bit, because this is getting kind of heavy. Just a bit. Whatever the fuck is in those boxes is not that light. Is not as, light as you thought it would be. And then she just proceeds to put the amos on top, and you can feel yourself, just your knees bending as you go down a bit. You're holding on, but you're on the edge. And this is the point where she just looks at you. Okay, this is the point where she just looks at you and smirks, needing a hand, old man, someone to help you stand up, and just grabs your legs and lifts you up,
Yes.
What?
and just turns around to the crowd while lifting you up, and there is a bunch of applause and just excited yells from the crowd as they are going wild at this display of just strength. And she sits you down, still under the applause of the crowd, takes off the boxes, takes off the ammo, and offers you her hand.
I'll relent. I'll nod my respect and set down some of the boxes.
You're not taking her hand.
How can I? I don't have any hands. I'm carrying boxes.
Put them down.
She
think-
just put down the boxes.
Okay, fine. I will take her hand.
She grabs your hand and headbutts you. It was just grinning. It's been a long while since I had someone being able to keep up with me to that degree. And escorts you back to the corner where you came from and up to your friends again before she vanishes somewhere back into the back of the menagerie. And another act starts playing.
Yes,
just-
fun times.
Fragment was sort of like watching the satyr, like trying to see how she kept up with, and even surpassed a Goliath, a species built for raw strength.
Fantastic
question.
company is filled with mystery.
Yeah, but I'm like, kind of like make a check to try and get a few guesses or theories.
Yes, you can.
What should I
You-
roll?
You can do either nature or history. Or medicine, no wait, nature and medicine, that would make more sense.
Let's see. $17.
17. Yeah, you were watching this just go by. And according to all known laws of nature, there is no way a satyr should be able to lift that much.
Hmm.
It's just their muscles are too small to get
Yeah.
this amount of mass off the ground. But this satyr, however, doesn't know this, so she doesn't seem to care about the loss. I can reference the B-movie script however the fuck I want.
Wait.
I was waiting for that.
Wait. Did something go over my head again?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was reading out the B-movie script for this and just searched out the words. Yeah, no. You're pretty, like, you're sure from what you recall that the maximum amount of weight that a satyr should be able to lift was surpassed by this specific exemplar of one a long while ago. And you have no idea how it is possible for her to lift, even if you take into consideration that mortals and normal races are able to do amazing feats if they are in like emotional turmoil or anything.
Yeah.
Even if you take that into consideration, she surpassed the amount that she should be able to lift by a lot. So the only explanation you have is either it was an illusion, there was some kind of trick involved, or it's simply just abnormal. She's an abnormal blip on the radar.
Hmm.
As that keeps going on through your head, how she did that and how that is possible. You guys watch the show? The guy that was staring at Nian at the beginning comes back a few times, doing his rounds, selling stuff. And just like that, very
Still
soon,
staring
the
at
show
me?
is over. Yeah, he's still glancing at you. And he, like,
I am confused.
stops and slows down when he comes past you and, like, awkwardly offers you some of the stuff that he sells, some of the popcorn, some of the meat, some nuts.
I thought you
Wanna
said
buy
weed
it?
for a second, not mead.
Dang,
And if you ask him, he probably has weed as well.
You got any
Just
of that
not
good
on the
stuff?
we're a progressive D&D campaign. Don't worry.
It's on your hands. No one, the chefs don't know that I sell drugs on the clock.
It's all natural, so it's fine.
That's grown. We have to satire help us raise this. I don't know what's in it. You know, he comes by a few times and offers you guys some stuff.
Out of curiosity, where's Vixen this whole time?
Vixen is just, funny enough, sitting on like this little entrance gate to the menagerie, just curled up there instead of like proclaimed just sitting there on his little extra spot.
So basically looking cute. Getting people
Yep.
to join.
Yes. Vixen's cute and adorable and a little shit as always.
Yeah.
And every time the guy that is staring at Nian comes by with food, he just tiny screams at him. Vixen knows she's supposed to be quiet, so it's like a very quiet scream at the guy to give him food.
Someone just
Every
commented,
time.
watch Vixen be the MacGuffin.
And Vixen just screams at this guy every now and then he just startles and just catches himself and like slips him food here and there.
Yeah.
And then quickly goes before Vixen can finish off the snack and scream for more.
Yep.
But Vixen, you see, is a very intelligent predator. Vixen knows he will come back. He will pass by again. It is a battle of just waiting, and Vixen is willing to play. And as that goes on and the night grows older by the hours, the show slowly but surely comes to an end. And after it is over, and the final illusion is cast by Felicia, announcing the end of the show, and everyone leaves the tent. Well, you can say it was an eventful evening. And that you were one of the few people who manages to watch the show of the Fantasia Company.
Yep.
Well, now that that's over, we should probably find a place to sleep. And
Yep.
hope that Vixen doesn't decide to stay here for longer than necessary,
Rachel says as she glares at her little familiar.
That
Oh, don't
was
worry.
quite entertaining.
Vixen
I'm glad
can't
we
get-
stayed.
Can't get the food out of my bag, so it's a she kind of needs us to get the jerky out of my bag of holding. Once
This
the
is the
Fantasia
moment.
Company disappears, she's gonna be following us. Don't worry.
At least we have that. I hope she follows us before they disappear. They wanted to stay here for the next 3 days.
That's a fair point.
Alright, we should find a place to settle down for,
Actually-
well,
Can I like try and find the guy that kept on staring at me? I want to know why he did that.
Yes you can. Roll me perception, please.
I'm gonna screw up.
Don't say that. You're gonna jinx it.
That's the fun.
I know my luck. Told you.
Okay.
Alright.
Can I re-roll that?
Let me roll the scene first, then you can see what's happening. So as that is happening, you just hear Rachel sigh, be like,
okay. We're just gonna go settle down for the night. Maybe we can find I don't know, your friend's name, Felicia, I think it was, and she can offer us like maybe a spot somewhere, so we don't need to like extra set up camp and save a little bit of time.
There is a inn and tavern in town.
Oh, I mean that's good. But if we can get a place to sleep for free here, it would also be nice. Also, I don't think I can really convince Vixen. She doesn't really like to listen to what I have to say. It's the worst familiar ever.
Yep.
And Vixen just screams in protest.
Yeah.
Alright. So, tavern, or do we try to find a place here?
I'll leave it up to you guys.
I don't really care.
Says the person who was very enamored with the Fantastic Company. It's like, I don't care if we sleep in a
I mean, yeah, I
tavern or
kind of
at
want to
this place.
stay, but at the end of the
It's like,
I mean, yeah,
don't
I
care
kind
if
of want
we
to
go
stay, but I
to a
can't.
tavern.
But I don't. I just want to find this guy right at the moment that kept on staring at me.
Wasn't it the same guy who was at the entrance and like you said something sassy?
Yes.
Was that guy? Was that
Yeah, it
the
was.
reason why he kept on staring at me?
Yep.
Yep.
Oof.
What do you mean?
It just it completely went over my head that I was the same guy.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh god, am I that bad of a DM?
No.
My mind is just.
I think we might just missed the part where you mentioned it was the same guy.
Alright.
Yeah. My mind is just scrambled at times.
Yeah. Although honestly, we've been going for like what 3 hours now, and we're at a
Yep.
good stopping point. Might be a good place to stop for the day, and pick up next week.
Alright, so you want to finish
Next
the
week
scene
is not possible. Because Saki's not gonna be in the country even.
I mean, I can take my stuff with
Remember?
me and DM. I can DM from another reality as well.
Yeah, I think
my-
Saki said they're bringing their stuff to DM while at Cats.
You will not get out of this
Yeah.
adventure.
No, I don't want to either. I wish I could continue for the rest of the day.
Yeah, but honestly,
Is that
I'm
the case?
really tired and I've barely eaten
Yeah.
today. So
I'm just gonna
That
wrap
does
up
not
that
sound
scene real
healthy.
quick.
okay.
Yeah, I did want to ask someone something.
Alright. So, Rachel decides, you know what? I think it's the best if we get Vixen away from the company somehow and then continue on tomorrow. I want to go to the main city, to the capital, as soon as possible because of the splinter. So, I think the inn is our best bet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is Fragment nearby?
Yes.
Yeah, Fragment's just gonna try and pick up Vixen and hold her.
Vixen just looks at you, yawns, and cuddles into your... I don't know, are you warm? Is your metal body warm?
Somewhat. Not like it's not like cold metal, but it's not warm either.
It's room temperature then.
Yeah.
And she just cuddles into your room temperature body
Yeah.
and is content with life.
Fragment is also wearing a dress over the armor, so
Yes.
or of the metal.
As that is going down, you can see that Neen is sneaking off from the group in search for the guy who kept staring. And funny enough, you do find him. He is still staring at you. From one corner of just off the tent, he's just still staring at you and having like this, you don't know, just a pen and what you think is like paper in front of him.
I'm gonna go over to him because I kind of feel bad now for what I said. I wanna apologize to the guy.
All right. How bad would it be if I just cut it here for today?
No. I want to ask someone something too.
All right, we're gonna finish this properly. So, Neen, you make your way over around the menagerie that's currently being cleaned by some of the artists to the guy who has been looking down again on this paper. And when he looks up, you stand right in front of him, and he has like scrambles over the paper. And it's like, yes?
Hey, I realize that you've been staring at me, like, for the majority of the show, and I realized that what I said earlier was kind of... It was not very friendly, so I just felt the need to apologize.
You see how he inhales and then exhales, very relieved. It's nothing. No problem. I've been kind of a creep, to be fair.
Nah, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Very good?
We're good.
Very well. I hope to see you guys again soon.
Hopefully.
And I'm just gonna walk back to the group.
And as you turn around, you can hear someone shout something. And this is where I'm gonna cut it, just because I can.
No!
If you want to see what happens in episode 2, and if drama, then sure.
Saki, no!
Tune in next week.
Saki, I hate you. Why do you have to do this?
Yes, you can.
No.
Yes, you can.
Saki, why do you have to be this way?
Because I'm a sadistic little asshole. And I'm the dungeon master, and I like
I'll
to just
reestablish
make
that
life
other
horrible.
But you need another excuse at this point.
I like to make your life horrible and make all of you suffer, because that is what I thrive on. That is what contains my youth.
I also
Because
know
as-
that already. Excuse doesn't work either anymore. You need to come
As-
up with new ones.
I'm gonna
because
test
I want
something.
because I want to create tension and drama
Yeah.
to keep
Three.
the people engaged.
I go find Felicia.
Fuck my life.
Lee, I have a question.
Yes.
What happens if I hit remove, add eye patch or sunglasses in the little stream?
That's only when I have my model up, so don't worry about it.
Well, if I click it, will it still consume the points?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious.
They can then refund that because it is not possible to remove said badge.
Okay, so
Alright. Do we want to...
I approach Felicia.
Alright.
Excuse me?
Yes, Shadow. Classic Saki. I'm angry. Right?
You approach Felicia, and she turns around to you, her blue hair whipping
Excuse me?
behind her as she quickly turns her head. Yes?
Hi, that was quite a show.
She smiled brightly at you. That was nothing. It's a new program we're testing out. But you should have seen us with the last one. That was an absolute hit.
I'm sure it was. If they're all like that, then I can see why you guys are so popular.
That and the chef adds to the mystery with us just appearing out of nowhere.
That's true. Well, before you disappeared, I was wondering if you had any plans tonight or if you wanted to get dinner.
She looks at you and seems to like wave something. Sure. Why not? Dinner sounds fine.
Great. We're at the whatever inn we're at.
The dead
Dead pony.
pony.
We're at the dead
Also,
pony.
do you mind if we cut it here because I got a bit of a headache now?
I have no problem cutting it here because it adds to the drama.
I knew you would say that.
I can do a better evil after if you really want me
You're
to.
all evil.
Oh, I do a very good one. Just a moment.
The first one was adorable, the second one sounded a little bit like a horse neighing.
I call it the gremlin laugh, but okay.
I mean, it's not bad. I like
Ye-
it. And cut it here, and to find out what happens on the rest of the journey to the capital, and who shouted something, and what was shouted at me, and you're gonna find out next time in the Falling Realms. Drama is just beginning.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. We'll upload it on YouTube.
Bye bye.
And we'll see you next week, same time.
Yes.
Yay! Bye, guys.
Bye.